Yeah. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to yet another Warski Live. Back on the main channel. JF, how you doing?
I'm doing good. There are lots of good news.
Yeah, lots of good news. We lost our channel for 2 days. Used the backup channel. That debate went well. That debate ended up being what? Restricted on your channel?
Yeah, it is in restricted mode, which people have kept sending me messages saying, Jeff, they are censoring your debate, everything. I personally don't care if a little message shows up saying there's a few countries in the world where you violate the law. All right. But most countries I don't violate the law, right? Right?
But yo, it's up. I'm still working on the website. If people haven't heard, I'm working on internetbloodsports.net, and we're gonna have a hub for all the shows and all that stuff in case that ever happens again, right? So I am still gonna work on that, but I'm very happy and relieved to have the channel back. And actually, another interesting piece of news was Jeff Holiday fucking finally DM'd me and he sent me a link. He goes, "Hey Andy, you want my attention? Okay, talk to me today on my second channel." I'm
Now,
like,
Andy, you were extremely relaxed while there was a strike pending over your head,
yeah,
while your income was menaced, where you could lose your channel, where your revenue was taken away from you by leftists.
uh,
And you were telling me, Jeff, I'm doing good. I've listened to your tips. I'm just relaxing. Everything's going to be fine. But today, you got your channel back. The strike has been appealed. Everything works, and you're back to your normal behavior, Andy.
no,
Word
no,
about you, Andy. You're back on Twitter. You're back to tweeting to Jeff Holiday 5 tweets in a row.
no, five. I did one. I did one tweet. Don't lie, JF
No, you know
Judas.
it was 6.
I will destroy you, Weebo. Okay,
I'm gonna go
look,
over
hang
it
on.
right now.
All I said was he wrote why can't did he block me off Twitter? I think he blocked me off Twitter. Shit, I can't even read his tweet now. He blocked me on Twitter. I can't read it. Well, he wrote something. If you want my attention, Andy, you finally got it. Come battle me on my or talk to me on my second channel. And the whole time I was like, come on my channel or Kumite, because he lied to me a bunch of times. He did scummy shit. I don't like what he did, and I don't like him. So then he's trying to call the shot. So all I wrote was, I don't want your attention. I said, if you want to chat, that would be fine. I made an offer plenty of times on Kumite or my show. I will not be going to your second channel. You don't call the shots after everything you pulled. And everyone's like, Andy, why are you extending the drama? It's like, I don't want to be like, they're like, just be friends with him. I'm like, no, I do not want to be his fucking buddy right now.
What's the deal with him inviting you to his second channel?
Yeah.
Why?
You're not good enough for
His first channel is not even big enough for us to care. His second channel? What the fuck is that?
That's why I'm like, no, what? No, I don't. I have a show tonight. I have shit to do. I got like no. Anyway, our guest today is Weebo Jones. What's up, Weebo?
I'm waiting for my opposition to show his face.
He hasn't shown his face yet, has he?
No, he hasn't, and I've sent him like 4 emails in the past half an hour alone with the link, asking him if he's game and if he's ready and all that jazz. If it's working even. He hasn't gotten back to me. It's been 15 minutes.
So what were your interactions with this person? Did he start commenting on your videos? And what was the story that led to this debate?
Okay, so very recently, about 3-4 weeks ago, I noticed that there was some Twitter outrage and online outrage with regards to a recreated version of a very well-known ancient Egyptian artifact, Nefertiti's bust, if you're aware of it. And I know it sounds TT and bust. Yeah, okay, I'm going to in the comment section. Oh, well, sue me. Anyway, they recreated Nefertiti's bust. And despite the fact that after I did a digital color analysis in my video that actually proved that the bust, the original bust in both dark and light lighting was kind of, it put the current bust in between color-wise in shades of the skin tone. It put it in between the light shade and the dark shade of the actual original bust itself. So even when they were there was outrage over how light-skinned the bust was, it was kind of ridiculous because the original bust itself was already pretty light-skinned. So I made a video about how it was completely ridiculous to be that outraged over something, especially since she lived 3,000 years ago. We don't know anything about her, and Egypt is arguably one of the more diverse countries in Africa, especially because it's at the apex of where the Mediterranean and the Nile River meet each other. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for it not to be, diverse, and it is entirely possible that Nefertiti was that light-skinned. So that's where this all started in my video, and I noticed immediately I got a substantial amount of backlash from the Weebo's Kangz side of YouTube.
They have a side.
They have their own
They
section.
have a side.
Wait, so these people were like, the bus should be more like Cheddar Man?
Yes, essentially, she looked too much like Susan from Apple Care, apparently. Because we all know who Susan is from Apple Care, right? And of course, they use the Becky meme because they always have to use the Becky meme. And I made a video about it. And in the comment section, that's where this started because I got a comment from a gentleman by the name of Raidio1, spelled RAIDIO1.
Supposed to be here too.
Yeah,
right
he is
now.
supposed to be here.
Hopefully soon.
He made like 3 primary comments and then like sub comments as well. You know how you can like respond to the comment that you've already commented. And in 2 of those comments were kind of, well, hostile, to be sure.
How hostile? Like what did he say exactly?
He called me a cave beast Becky, a white devil cave beast mutant, an evil albino, a dumb white bitch, and my personal favorite, it's a little bit lengthy, a lying, cursed with the leprosy, racist, coward, wannabe Egyptian European cave mutant dog.
Jesus. Oh, and without further ado, hang on. Before
I recognize the guy by his thumbnail.
I want to try
him.
Yeah. I want to try and also pound through super chats throughout the show.
Okay, no problem.
Just to get people's questions out there that are relevant and just thank people.
Okay.
So Zach Long B $2, thank you very much. Samir Al Haji $2. Are you on Kang Time or Wakanian? Ericoda $2. You use Nanity to make your website. Max France £2. The Mark Collette versus Halsey stream is banned in the UK. Is that true?
Really?
It's banned in the UK?
Oh, absolutely. And there are even countries that I didn't know the name of in which it's banned.
Isaiah $5. Jeff is bleeding out like a stuck pig. Don't go on his channel. Let him bleed. D Warbucks sends Weebo advice $5. It's probably best if you ignore the chat for the entirety of the time.
Yeah.
You're on
Listening
Warski.
to the chat is part of the Warski experience.
No, but what I'm saying is, let's just say they're being very positive towards you, Weebo.
Oh, thanks.
As positive, I mean, a little bit too positive in some regards.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
By the way,
I know exactly what you mean by
when
that.
our chat calls someone a tot, it's a form of compliment.
Oh.
Right, guys? Right?
Thanks, gentlemen.
Yeah, and they're talking about where they may or may not put a bodily fluid, so we'll probably just ignore the chat.
One thing that they should be aware of, there is a rumor online that I may or may not be a trap, so you can make up your decisions for yourself.
I think they won't even care.
They don't care? All right.
No, they're down. Everyone, if you're down,
No
press 1.
credibility at all.
I'll let you know the score here. And introducing, is it Raidio1? Raidio1?
He muted himself.
Radio.
You will have to unmute yourself, Radio.
You got to press the microphone button at the top.
Yeah.
To hang out. Awkward silence.
But I saw him jump in on a second.
Yeah.
There was another user. It was the same. But
Same guy.
Yeah, but I guess maybe he got kicked out. Hopefully. Yeah. Everyone's down. Weebo, I've been picked by the Warski ghetto to. Everyone's pressing 1. They don't care if you're a trap.
All right, cool. Good to know.
Radio. This dude. Oh my god.
Radio, hang on. I'll
Can
send
you
him.
throw him? Yeah, throw him another
Hey,
email or something. While you just do that real quickly, glass half empty, $5. Andy, can this cave beast show vagine, please? Will you show vagina at some point, Weebo? Or
you show me your vagine first.
okay, that's how it goes. $2 from Queen of Bands. Get Jim on now. Platypus Girl, $2. We was fucking Kangz and Shiznit. He did the Chip Chipperson laugh. Benjamin Beltran, 20 ARS. Press 1 for Bob's and Vagina show. Up and coming Trout, $5. Get Jim in here. Also kick V. And Scott McLean, $10. I have no potential candidates, but it would be amazing for you to get a traditional lawyer versus an activist lawyer of notoriety to debate the respective ends of laws in our countries. Thank you very much for everyone for supporting this show. Is Radio figured it out?
I think so. He had himself unmuted and then he muted himself again.
There you go.
Radio?
Radio. There he is. What's up, Radio? Hello? You're unmuted?
Yeah, he's unmuted.
We
Yeah.
can't hear you. Are you speaking, Radio, right now?
Yeah, you can write in the side chat if anything.
Yeah, there's a side group chat on the side of the Hangout. It's labeled group chat. You should be able to type in there, unless you're on mobile.
Anything. Scream loudly.
Email me if you're not capable of figuring that out.
This is uncomfortable. It's ironic his name is Radio and can't hear him.
Yeah.
You think-
No, Andy, you come here often?
Yo, by the way, Salt Walter, $10. Ryan Dawson's YouTube channel has been terminated.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Ryan Dawson is in big problems. YouTube terminated. He doesn't have access to his emails. Other platforms have banned him. It really sucks.
I don't know who that is, but that sucks.
He's
Man.
Oh, there we
he's
go.
a thinker about international politics, Israel and the US, and neoconservatism, and he's an anti-war militant.
Gotcha.
Yo, Radio, what's up, man? Do you hear us?
We can hear you. Well, we can see you. Do you have
We can't hear you.
you have
talk.
microphone headphones? Because I
Radio.
told you to.
Yeah. All right. If you look up when you put your mouse over the chat, you'll see a gear. When you hover over that, it says settings. Click that, and then click your microphone settings, which is the second thing, and then pick the microphone that you're using. So, Jeff,
And finally, I understand what they meant by awkwardness. even the autism.
Oh, man.
So what's up,
got
Andy?
that.
Making
got
these
that.
babies?
Radio, no, not making babies, not currently. I went out last night.
Oh, cool.
Had a good time. Had some beers at an Irish pub.
Nice.
Yeah, got. Sinead was really hammered. I had to rescue her. She was not doing so hot yesterday. So Weebo.
Yeah.
I've known of you for a long time. How long you been doing videos for?
I just celebrated my 2nd anniversary in February, actually.
Nice. Everyone go subscribe to her channel. Links down there. So is
Thanks.
Radio's, but we need Radio to figure out this mic sitch. You do make good videos, though.
Thank you. I
I enjoy
spend a
them.
lot of time on those.
Yeah. Oh, there he is.
I heard him.
Hello, Radio.
Radio.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
There
we
we
can
go. Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Excellent.
All
So
right.
you may or
Okay,
may
hear me?
not. Yep. Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
hear
I
us?
can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, there we
I can hear you good.
There we go. Hey, before we start this, do you want to just do an introduction for yourself?
Yeah, I want to first give all honor and all praise to the God of my ancestors, the God of Africa, His Majesty the Most High, Amen Ra. Right.
All right. Yep. Praise God of Africa. Cool.
That's my introduction.
And let us all know about your your channel. What do you talk about? What do you do?
Well, my channel is debunking and exposing the lies told about Kemet and the history of the Nile Valley. Okay, how it is being whitewashed and stolen by racist white who can't seem to accept the facts of history. Okay, and I've been doing this since 2007. And then I'll tell you, I heard it all.
Yeah. So
I heard it all. And opponents is this user, okay, who I call who goes by the name of 7 Phoenician 7. Okay, he has made 100, okay, using these fake DNA tests. Okay, and he's been attacking me, showing pictures and exposing the okay told about ancient Egypt. Now you do know that ancient, okay,
you're cutting out a little bit. You're cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, you're roboting a little bit.
If you want to help the bandwidth, you can switch to audio only in the upper part of the Hangout, and this will help the.
Yeah. You know what, dude? Click. If you put your mouse, you see your turn camera off. Because what happens is, that happens to me sometimes when my internet's really slow. I turn the camera off for a bit, and then it just runs smoother because you're cutting out, your voice is cutting out a little bit.
You talking to me, Raidio1?
Yeah, radio. So
basically.
So just turn your camera off, just because it's taking your bandwidth and slowing down your entire thing. So
yeah, it takes a lot more processing to stream your video rather than just audio.
Yeah. So talk now and let's hear if it's good.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Test.
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, much better. Yeah,
much better.
All right. So when you're saying that there is a whitewash of history, and particularly in Egypt, what are you referring to?
Yeah, I'm talking about the lies that are being told. Okay, now we know. Okay, now I'm not saying that. Okay, the ancient Egyptians had this one look. Okay, now we know that they were, according to their tomb images, they were many different colors. Okay, but when you go to the tomb of Seti I, okay, he shows an image where he shows 4 races of mankind. Okay, he shows the jet black Nubians. Okay, he shows the Nubians who are jet black. He shows the ancient Egyptians who are dark reddish brown. He shows the Asiatics or the Semites who are light brown. He shows the Timahu or the Tamahu, which was the people that dwelt west of Egypt. They are shown as beige, or what I say white, for fair skin. Okay, these are the 4 classifications of the races of mankind in Egypt. Now, so when I hear people say that the ancient Egyptians were this white Aryan Caucasian race, and you have something, there are so many different theories concerning the race of the ancient Egyptians. Okay, so many theories, and I'm saying that all of them are wrong. They are all wrong. Some people say that they came from the Mediterranean. Some people say that they came from India. I mean, so many different theories. Okay, and none of these theories are never debated against each other. They always debated against the truth. Okay, which is the ancient Egyptians were Africans. Okay, now, to make a long story short, okay, this image from the tomb of Seti I, okay, it's pretty much telling us that the ancient Egyptians, although there may have been some that were light skinned, and there may have been some that was very dark skinned, jet black, but the majority were of dark reddish brown complexion or mahogany complexion. Okay, and some people may say, well, this is symbolic. Okay, when they show the women on the tombs as yellow and the man is red, and some people say that is symbolic, but at the same time, there are people in Africa who have that complexion, who are somewhat of a reddish brown complexion. Okay, and when you look at the mummies,
can I take a moment?
Go ahead.
Hey Andy, I actually have that image that he's referring to. If you don't mind if I screen share.
Yeah,
do that.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
This is the actual image that you're talking about, correct?
I can't see it.
It's
Can
on.
Andy, can you?
Yep.
You want to present my screen?
I'm presenting the screen.
Okay. So sorry. This is the image.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, that is a distorted image. That's not the accurate image.
Oh, I have the other image actually.
Because the real image, on that image right there that you're showing,
yeah,
that image it shows the Asiatics as white. Okay, they are as white as the Tamahu or the Timahu. Okay, yeah. It's not supposed to look like that, and it shows the ancient Egyptians as light brown. Okay, but on the actual rendering, okay, that is a false rendering. There's another rendering that shows all 4 races of mankind with four different complexions.
I think I know which image you're also talking about.
We will. Yeah. Do you have that one or?
I do have that one.
Yeah.
I actually made a video on that image where it shows the actual tomb images compared to the there we go, right there.
That image?
Yes.
The artistic rendering image?
Yes. That is the most accurate image right there.
The artistic rendering image done by, I believe his name was Giovanni Battista Belzoni.
So that's not the original.
No, it's not the original because the original
was most accurate.
Significantly damaged by time. Significantly damaged if you actually look at it. And we can actually go to the Tomb of Seti. There's an actual virtual tour that you can take of the Tomb of Seti the First. And if you look through the entire tomb, you'll find that there are a variety of different images depicting people of all different skin tones, all looking like Egyptians with their own Egyptian garb, right? But they're all different skin tones. So I have to ask, if you're going to use the Tomb of Seti the First as a reference with regards to prove your point, how can you reconcile the rest of the tomb as opposed to this artist rendering of something that has been damaged throughout time in the tomb on a wall?
Okay, first of all, the tomb image itself is somewhat faded, so it looks nothing like it did, during the time of Seti, was 2,000 to 3,000 years ago. It looked nothing like that. Many of the images in ancient Egypt, in Egypt today, are faded by time. Okay, some people say, well, these images darkened by time. No, actually, they lightened by time. Okay, because when something fades, that means it gets lighter. Okay, do you understand that? Okay.
Yes, I do understand that.
Yes. Okay,
but
so
lighting is usually what fades images, and these are in tombs underground. So how exactly do you reconcile that?
What is again lighting?
Lighting is usually sun. Ultraviolet rays is usually what fades color from artistic, pigmentation. So how could exactly fading occur underground?
Well, we do know that they were faded. Because if you look at the statues, you see like on some of them, you see like a little inchy, just a little bit of paint, like little leftovers, of paint on the face. So, and I don't know if this was caused by the sun or whatever, or somebody, or somebody going, somebody doing it on purpose. We can't really say that. But we do know that a lot of the images Some of them don't even have color at all. Some of them you just see like little spots of color of showing that it used to have color, but the majority of the statue have no color at all. It's just stone. Now,
Okay.
So, Radio,
go
what's your
ahead.
perspective of the amount of white people and black people that there were in Egypt at the time? What do you think
First
there
of
was a
all-
percentage, or do you think all of them were more brown?
Well, first of all, I go by what historical records say. Okay,
What
a lot
did
of
it say?
people. Okay, a lot of people. They some people go by genetics. I don't go by genetics. Okay, because a lot of the genetics are based on theories. Okay, first of all, they're based on theories, and when they say that, when they talk about a certain haplogroup, they can't even come to a conclusion that what place of origin that haplogroup come from. You know, some say when you look on Wikipedia or whatever, or you read any DNA study, they say a possible place of origin for this type of haplogroup. So I don't go by genetics. Okay,
Well,
and I'm not an expert in
I
genetics.
would say that is absolutely false. We can trace back where the ancestry comes from based on certain genotype, and in fact,
you can't.
there is data, genetic data that was obtained from an ancient mummy. This was published in Nature, and it reveals a close relationship between the mummy and Middle Easterners rather than Central Africans. Do you deny the existence of these studies?
Okay, so if the mummy have Eurasian or Middle Eastern DNA, then why call it Egyptian?
Well, because
Okay,
that person lived in Egypt, clearly, so it was an Egyptian by the fact that it was living there. But that person shows DNA origins that are outside of Africa.
I have a question for Raidio1. Do you consider yourself African?
Yes, I am African.
But you don't live in Africa, do you? And have you ever?
Have I ever lived in Africa? No, I'm African American.
Well,
No.
then by your own logic, people who maybe are from the Levant or another region of the world, but have also lived in Egypt or are hailing from Egypt or have had ancestors that lived in Egypt at the time still constitute as Egyptian, correct?
Well, no, I can't go with that because I deal with logic. Okay, I'm not.
You deal with logic?
That's like somebody saying that's like somebody saying that a white person or a Spanish person is black. Okay, because my people say that all the time. Well, Spanish people are black. Well, we all black. We're the same. No, I don't go with that. Okay, if that person was not native to Egypt, okay, no matter what time for point of time that they arrived in Egypt, they cannot be considered Egyptian. Okay.
So
but
how far back
like
did
I
you
said,
take that? Just curious. Does it qualify as far back as, say, 1,500 or 150,000 years ago? Because according to the African origin paradigm, it says that most of our ancestors hailed and migrated from Africa initially.
Well, that's dealing with genetics, okay? And genetics,
no, that's dealing with migration.
Genetics. No. Based on genetics, okay?
Yeah.
It speaks of a back migration. Okay, it says a certain group of people left Africa and then came back into Africa. Okay.
So does that not make them?
Does
that not make them African origin? Is that not their home as well?
Like I said, these genetic migrations, they are based on theories. Okay. Now when we go into historical, when we go into the historical facts, the historical reality, the first documented foreign invasion into Egypt was the Hyksos invasion. Okay. Anytime before that, it's just theory. Okay. You had the Hyksos invasion into Egypt, and you had after that you had the sea people. Okay, that was some people said they came from Greece or Anatolia somewhere. Then after that, you had the Assyrians, the Persians, the Greek Macedonians, the Romans, and the Arabs. Okay, but anytime before the Hyksos invasion, it's all a guess. It's all a theory.
All a guess.
Okay. It's all a
So
guess.
So,
Yes.
I have
it's
a
very
question.
easy of you to discard an entire field of science saying it's just theories. How else do you
Yes.
explain that a mummy
If you ask them that, they will.
that clearly
They
came
will
from
tell you that.
clearly came from Middle Eastern areas? How do you explain that the genes would be in that mummy?
Yeah,
There's no other explanation than some migration. Go
Uh,
ahead, Weebo.
it's fine if he discounts it based on a theory, but I have to ask, Raidio1, do you believe
It
in
is not
gravity?
fine.
Hang on. Do you believe in gravity?
Do I believe in gravity?
Yes.
Well, what's the point?
Just yes or no.
Well, yes.
Okay, well, gravity is also a theory. Do you believe in around Earth?
Around Earth.
Yes.
No.
I'm just asking.
Yes. But
What I'm
okay,
saying is
but
that's also a theory, but just
but I
because
never.
it's
But I
technically a
don't
theory
have
does
wings
not
and I can
invalidate.
fly around the entire Earth. So that's irrelevant.
What I'm saying is just because something is technically a theory does not mean it's invalid. If something is a hypothesis, that means it has a little bit less backing than your average theory does. But your average theory has a little bit more scientific backing than just a.
See, but the problem with listen. But the problem with you guys with you guys theories. Okay, the problem with the theories made up by the geneticists. Okay, the problem is that they are not supported by historical fact.
Okay, and what is historical fact?
Okay, the writings. Okay, the ancient writings that were left by the ancients. Okay,
writings.
We can read nowhere. Okay, no. Okay, when we deal with the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. Okay.
Yes.
It speaks nothing. Okay, I'm just gonna break it down. Okay, we got the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. Okay, we got the Mesopotamian documents. Okay, and we got the ancient Greeks and Romans. Okay, from Herodotus to Diodorus Siculus to Strabo to Pliny. Okay, okay, they all of them. Okay, this is a vast amount of history that you guys seem to be ignoring and skipping over. Okay, because
what do they say?
Okay. Now, according to them, okay, they never spoke of a 30 to 40,000 year old migration. Okay, that's like I said, that's all based on theory. That's just someone guess. Now, if we had historical records where we can read that, okay, that'd be perfect. Okay, but going to the archaeology. Okay, first of all, my question to you is, in Egypt was.
I'm sorry.
So
Could you repeat that? You cut out for a sec there. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Just repeat what you just said.
Now, my question to you is, do you know who the first pharaoh of ancient Egypt was?
Do I know who the first pharaoh of ancient Egypt was? No, I do not know that off the top of my head. Do you know that?
Yes, his name was Menes. Okay, Pharaoh Narmer.
Yes.
And okay, the historians call him Menes. Okay, and he's also documented in the ancient kings list at Karnak and Abydos, which was written by Tutmosis III and Ramesses II. Okay, according to them and according to the historian Herodotus, this was the first king of Egypt, the first historical king of Egypt. Okay, before him, they talk about the gods Horus, and Osiris. Well, that's just myth. Okay, that's not historical. So I'm not even going to entertain that. Okay, but this was the first historical king of Egypt.
What was his name again?
His name was Menes. Okay, he is known on his palette as Narmer. Okay, some say he is called Narmer. Some say he is called Menes. This was the first historical king of Egypt. He was the founder of pharaonic Egypt and the founder of the first dynasty. Okay.
Question: he's the one that lived 3,100 BC, correct?
Yes, that's just a guess date, but some say but some say that it's older than that because according to what ancient Egyptian historians say, okay, a
Which
lot of
ones?
kings. Yeah,
Which
according
Egyptian historians?
yeah, according to them, a lot of kings that were kings of Egypt were not documented. Okay,
But which
but
ones? When did they live? Was that
what's that?
31,000 BC, 3100 BC?
Yes, that's
Those are the historians you're talking about?
that's the proper date. That's
No,
the
I mean,
minimum date.
which historians are you talking about that know of this? Minis.
One of them is named Manetho.
Okay.
Manetho.
And did he live 3,100 years ago?
No, he did not. He lived.
So
he
then,
lived
how would he know?
because he was an Egyptian priest. Okay, and he kept records of his ancestors. Okay, and he.
Okay, but he didn't actually experience it the moment that he was.
No.
No, so it's just a theory then, or they're oral traditional stories passed down through generations.
No, it's not a theory because what he is saying is coming from the tombs of Egypt. Okay.
So then, the primary source you're referencing are hieroglyphics from the tombs of Egypt.
Yes.
Which
yes.
tombs?
Well, they have a king's list. Okay, one is in Abydos, and the other one is on the Temple of Karnak. Okay, and the first king that is documented is a king called Men or Menes, what they call him Menes. Okay.
Okay, so what about Menes?
Menes.
What about Menes?
Okay, King Menes. Okay, he was the founder of Memphis. Now, do you know what Memphis is?
Yes, it was the capital
Memphis.
at various different times throughout Egyptian history. Of course, the capital of Egypt in ancient times did alternate from city to city. Currently, it's Cairo, but continue.
Yeah, Memphis was okay. It's some will say that it's okay. Yeah, it is in northern Egypt. Okay, but Menes, okay, according to the historical account, Menes was a native king of the south. Okay, he came from
of the south.
Yeah, he came from the south. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm just making sure I have you correctly. So according to who, he was a king of the south?
Yeah, he was first before he became pharaoh and the uniter of the two lands.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first. He was the king of the south. Okay.
Where? South where? South where?
The south was called Thebes. Okay, or the Thebaid. Yeah, it was we call it. Some people call it Waset, which is modern day Luxor. Okay, Luxor, Aswan, Elephantine. Okay, that is the southern part of Egypt. Okay. Now, according to records, the first king came from this region. Mm-hmm. Okay, he came from the southern part of Egypt. Okay, the southern part of Egypt that borders the Sudan. Okay, not the part of Egypt in the north that borders the Mediterranean. Okay, he did not come from that part of Egypt. Okay, he came from the southern interior. Okay, so when you people say that the ancient Egyptians were a Mediterranean people, okay, I don't want to curse, but you are full of you know what when you say that.
Yeah, this is a family show. Everyone calm down. This is a family show.
I don't mind if you curse at me.
I'm just joking. You can swear. You say what you want, man. Okay. Fuck, cunt, cocksucker, whatever.
No. I'm not gonna do that.
I'll say it. Weebo, you're being a fucking cocksucker. Shut up.
I'm not gonna do that. Okay. We're gonna stick to the facts. Okay. We're gonna stick to the facts.
All right, sure. So go ahead.
But let's get back to the subject. Okay. Now this king, he came from the southern part of Egypt that borders the Sudan. Okay. Even if you go to that part of Egypt today, the people are still black.
Okay.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
When you go to even when you go to northern Sudan, there are two different types of Sudan is divided as well. You have northern Sudan, which is from the first cataract all the way down to the modern day city of Khartoum. Okay. And then you go further south, you have southern Sudan. Which is the capital is called Juba. The people in southern Sudan are jet black. And they look more like your people, or they look more like your Nubians that are shown on the tombs. They look more like the Nubians that are shown on the tombs, and the people of northern Sudan look a lot like the ancient Egyptians.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So
may I ask you a question, Radio? Someone donated $20 here. Thank you very much. He says, Radio1, why is it only African Americans that support these Kangz theories in large numbers? Why don't you see these claims made by other Africans or the current Egyptians? Why is it only
first of
African
all,
Americans?
this we was kings nonsense was not started by us. Okay, that was started by you silly white supremacists. Okay, come up.
Whoa.
We
I thought
was
it was
kings.
Tariq Nasheed that started that, though.
Yeah, we was Kangz and shit.
No, Tariq
Black
Nasheed
Israelite.
never said that.
Well, he said
Okay,
Kangz,
Black
but it sounded
Israel-
like Kangz. So
I believe it was the Black Israelites that started that kind of a
The We Was
mentality.
King memes is typically attributed to 4chan as the original
Yeah, of course.
founder.
Of course, it was 4chan.
I don't think it
Well,
was.
okay, I mean, I have no idea who
So
started
I have to ask you. So what exactly is your point with all this? Because you're going from Memphis to Thebes all the way down to Nubia, or as we know it today, Sudan. Exactly what is it? Can you kind of expedite your point? Because I'm getting a history lesson and I'm kind of starting to.
Okay. Now we're gonna keep it factual. Okay,
Gotcha.
so what I'm saying is the first Egyptians came from the southern region that borders the Sudan.
Okay.
And even when you read Diodorus Siculus, okay, and I'm going to answer your other questions about African Americans as well.
Mm-hmm.
When we go into Diodorus Siculus, he wrote Diodorus Siculus, a Greek historian that lived during the 1st century BCE. Okay, he interviewed the Egyptians and Ethiopians as well, and according to him, okay, the Ethiopians. Now I have to remind you that when Diodorus Siculus was writing the last native Egyptian pharaoh, do you know who the last native Egyptian pharaoh is?
Are we talking? We're not talking about the 31st dynasty to Ptolemy. We're not talking about that dynasty. We're talking about, I believe, was it the 27th, the 28th? I don't know. You get them so muddled and confused because there have been so many invasion events, both Egypt being invaded and then being the invaders throughout history. It's kind of hard to keep it all together. For instance, did you know that in the 12th dynasty they actually invaded Nubia as well, or Sudan, as you've mentioned? So
yes, I'm aware of that, but that invasion only reached the second cataract. It didn't go far south down
but
to
they
the
still
fourth
invaded
cataract.
it. So what I'm trying to get at here is, just because you had foreign rule at one given time and then current rule doesn't mean that these people completely remain separate throughout the rest of history. No, of course not. Especially when you have invasion events, the populations tend to mingle with each other, if you get my drift. Sexy time, the ding dong, they engage in coitus, which produces mixed children, which become the next population that predominantly populates that area. And this is just as what has happened in Egypt. I'm sure you would agree, correct?
Well, first of all, the ancient Egyptians, before the 26th dynasty, they had their borders closed. Okay, they did not let foreigners into Egypt unless they were coming in as slaves.
Which
or
dynasty?
The 26th dynasty.
26th
dynasty.
dynasty.
Which was the Saite dynasty. Okay, the dynasty of Sais. Okay, now according to historical record, okay, people such as the Greeks, okay, and people from the Mediterranean, they were not allowed to come into Egypt freely, before this time, okay, because the pharaohs, they had their borders closed, and they and unless foreigners were coming in as slaves or servants, they were not allowed into Egypt.
Okay.
So we dealing with we are dealing with a society, okay, that like when you look at Black Panther, okay, I just seen that movie, okay, as it was in Wakanda, they did not allow outsiders into their empire. The same with Egypt, okay.
Okay.
On the northern part of Egypt, Okay, it was bordered by the Sinai Desert. That was their northern border. They had fortresses there. They did not allow anybody to come into Egypt.
Okay.
And on the western, the west, it was Libya. On the southern, it had the first cataract. Okay, but now, but the point is, we are not okay. That's not a debate here. I mean, that's not the topic of who was in Egypt. Okay, many races were in Egypt.
So you were talking about the 26th
Weebo, just real fast, I want to say, Radio, people are loving you. Josh Hill threw $10 to say this guy needs to become a permanent member of the show. So people are really liking what you're saying, dude. So anyway, go ahead, Weebo.
So you mentioned the 26th dynasty, how they didn't let a lot of people in, and that was because there was a great deal of opposition on all sides from the Assyrians and various other.
No. I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying that it was during the 26th dynasty when the Greeks started to come in, but before that they were not allowed in unless they were coming in as slaves.
Well, the Greeks were allowed in because they were the mercenaries that kept the Babylonians out for the Egyptians. So I'm wondering, does that mean that their descendants don't count? Or like, what exactly is your argument here? Is it that just because there was a mixture at some point during whatever migration or conflict event that occurred throughout history, does that mean that the descendants of those people no longer count as Egyptians or native Egyptians by any measure? Or what exactly is your argument here? Because it's very unclear to me.
Well, okay, when we deal with different times in history, okay, we have different types of Egyptians. Okay. So you can when you go way back, okay, before the Greek dynasty. Okay.
The 31st, the very last dynasty.
Yeah, because the mercenaries that came in during the 26th dynasty, they were very few in number. I think it was like 30,000 or something like that. Okay. But Egypt was still being ruled by native Egyptians. Okay. And those native Egyptians,
which ones are we talking about?
Yeah, the 26th dynasty.
The 26th dynasty.
Yeah, the 26th dynasty.
Okay, but what about the other dynasties prior to that?
Yeah, the last dynasty was the 30th dynasty. Okay.
Well, the 31st if you count the Ptolemy line.
No. That's dealing with Alexander. Okay.
Well, that's dealing with your Ptolemy line, which kind of is.
Yes, correct.
Not. Alexander never actually established a dynasty. I believe it was one of his generals that did.
Yeah, Ptolemy, not Ptolemy, but Ptolemy. That's his name, Ptolemy.
I said Ptolemy.
I'm saying it with a T. Okay, but back to my point. Okay, now during this time, before the Greek occupation of Egypt, the Egyptians in Egypt were Egyptians of Egyptian origin.
So what about the 27th dynasty, which began with the Persian occupation?
Yes, the Persians.
Yes, they were very heavily influential during that time as well.
Yes, the Persians, they ruled Egypt, I say
25th and 27th, I believe.
Over 100-some years. Okay, and a lot of the Persians most of the Persians that were in Egypt, they were mostly soldiers.
Okay.
They were soldiers in Egypt, collecting tribute and just degrading Egypt and just controlling Egypt's resources. Okay,
I gotta ask, because this whole issue, remember, it started with, we were talking about on my video Nefertiti, correct?
Yes.
And Nefertiti happened to fall well before the dynasties that we're referring to, the 18th dynasty. So I'm having trouble seeing why we're talking about, well, first off, the first established dynasty, and then again with the 27th and 26th dynasties, when we should be discussing the 18th dynasty, correct?
Yes, the 18th dynasty.
Okay, so would you like to address that?
Now, when we deal with Nefertiti, okay, that bust that's in the Berlin Museum, okay,
Yes.
It was, yes, it was found out to be a fraud. It was a hoax.
Though?
Yes.
You know exactly who determined that it was a fraud?
There's an article, and I forgot the guy's name, but I can
all of the popular consensus within the art historian world, and especially within archaeology, is that that bust is the best visual representation of Nefertiti, with the exception of only two art historians. I believe one is named Henry Steilen, and the other is, he's a Swiss, and the other one is a German, I believe. His name is Orden Ishina. But all of two art historians of the many other ones that exist have made that claim that it is a fake. And off the backs of these two individuals, you can safely claim that it's fake.
Okay, but do you know that
hardly a popular consensus amongst the community?
Okay, now let me first say that I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about that bus. Okay, because I mean it's really nothing to argue about. I mean, because it's
okay.
I mean, I know it's fake. It looks fake. I mean, it looks like it came, brand new out the package from Target or somewhere.
Okay. But, even though it's about 100 years old, found
yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, that's what they say, but it can't be proven. Okay. Okay. But
it can't be proven.
The main thing
is 100 years ago, or it can be.
Yeah, I mean, but the main thing is okay. Now the point I want to express to you is that there are images of Nefertiti.
Which images?
Besides that bus.
The image that you remarked about in my comments section, you said that she was described as a. Hang on, let me find it because I do have it here. You said the most original and accurate image of Nefertiti's is from her tomb wall reliefs that show here as a mahogany skin color and thick lips. Do you mind if you find that image and then send it to me, because I have an idea of which image you're talking about, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. So I can't actually determine whether or not I agree with you based on just your word alone. Yeah, do you have it?
Raidio, are you able to find that picture? And in the meanwhile, just real fast, everyone, remember, if you're enjoying the show, hit like. We are trending right now on YouTube. Appreciate that.
So, we are?
Yeah, we're at 3,800 viewers. So we're somewhere on the top 10, which is pretty nice. And it's nice to be back here on YouTube. But yeah, Raidio.
Trending, because I need a proof for when I punch somebody.
Yeah, and everyone tweet this. Everyone tweet this now. Thank you for coming back. Raidio, do you have that picture or no? Also, I have a question for you from the.
I am new to this, so I don't know how to send images and
nothing
like that.
You have a link to it.
All right, if you have the link, dude, you see where the chat is, where all of us, the private hangout. When you click the text box, it looks like a text box. It will open up the group chat, a private chat between all of us. Do you see that? Here, I'll write. Watch. I'll write hello. You see how that just popped up on your screen? Yeah. So there's a group chat there. You could put it in that. Also, question for you, Raidio, from the audience here, from Attila Rabba. He donated $20.99. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate the support there. Hey, Raidio, what difference would it make right now if what you are saying is true?
What difference would it make?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what difference? Well, I feel that that it will be less racism, and it will be less. It'll cool down the tension of both sides. So, I mean, but then again, it all depends on the individual. We can post the facts all day, okay, but if you don't want to accept them, then it's not going to make a difference. Nothing's going to change. It's like we can go at it all day, but if you don't want to accept them and you just choose to to be your own racist, your own racist stereotypical self, or you just choose to hate black people. I mean, because first of all, if you hate Africa and you hate black people, you're not going to accept any facts that's coming from me. Because it's just if you're either going to accept it or not.
Mhm.
So it's like I really can't answer that question.
Here, I have some more questions for you. First of all, Max 15 through 10 pounds to say okay, thank you very much, appreciate that. But Heron Mesk through $10 to say ancient Egyptians were more European than African. Groundbreaking DNA research on mummies reveal. I have a link for it.
I know the
Okay.
study.
You know the study?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's
Did you?
that's
Did
going
you
back to
happen
what I said.
Did you happen to find
Mhm.
that link yet to the image?
Now, while he works on the link, I'd like to read an entry of Wikipedia over the allegations over the authenticity of the bust. The Bust of Nefertiti, A Fraud in Egyptology. That was a book by Henry Sterling. And Wikipedia writes, Dietrich Wildung dismissed the claims as a publicity stunt, as radiological tests, detailed computer tomography, and material analysis have proved its authenticity. The pigments used on the bust have been matched to those used by ancient Egyptian artisans. The 2006 CT scan that discovered the hidden face of Nefertiti proved without doubt, according to Science News, that the bust was genuine. Dr. Zahi Awas said, Sterling is not an historian, he is delirious. Although Sterling had argued Egyptians cut shoulders horizontally and Nefertiti had vertical shoulders, Hawass said that the new style seen in the Nefertiti bust is part of the changes introduced by Akhenaten, the husband of Nefertiti. Hawass also claimed that the sculptor Thutmose had created the eye, but it was later destroyed. So it seems that you're fighting against a bunch of doctors who prove their stuff using CT scans, looking at the inside of the bust, showing that the pigments that we use today are similar to those that were used before. Radio.
Well, I mean, well, that's their opinion. I mean, this is like I said, it's all opinion. I'm saying, but it is opinion that is not supported by historical reality. Now, those
Radiocarbon
doctors,
dating is an opinion.
yes, it is. Because-
Okay, just
He said,
making.
he said it was CT scans. Hang on.
Well, no, they radiocarbon dated
Yeah, CT
the
scans.
the pigmentations though, because I actually have read through that, and they have radiocarbon dated the actual pigmentations to determine whether or not it was pigmentation used during that specific time period during the 18th dynasty.
We got
Sorry.
no worries. I'm just
No,
gonna
that
throw
was
out some more. John Wayne 1488 says, when will these black Kangz learn that their people had no extraordinary individuals in their population, and the pharaohs and likely the average Egyptian were a Turkish population? What do you have to say at that shot? Radio. He's throwing swings at your
Okay.
people. What are you gonna do?
Always
now, first of all, okay, people who say that,
Uh-huh.
they know absolutely nothing about the history of Africa. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Now, when we go into Mali, okay, Mali, Ghana, we had the Songhai Empire. Okay.
Are we talking about Egypt?
They
still?
always. Well,
Mhm.
the person that asked the question was asking about sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, he wasn't talking about Egypt.
I thought, all of Africa is kind of, I don't know, we're talking about Africa with regards to everything being interconnected, right? Or no, because you did
Okay.
bring up Sudan when we were talking about Egypt.
Yes, that's what I was saying. That the ancient historian that goes by the name of Diodorus Siculus
Yeah.
clearly said in his book 3, okay, book 3, chapter 1, that the ancestors of the ancient Egyptians were Ethiopians. Okay, they were Ethiopians.
Isn't
Okay,
that just an
the
opinion as
closest-
well? Or
No, that is not just an opinion. Okay,
Okay.
because it's that's what the ancients were saying. Okay, now what the
Okay.
ancients were saying and what people are saying today is totally different. Okay,
Okay.
that's why I tell you that I do not go by this DNA nonsense. Okay,
Okay.
because it's a bunch of made up nonsense. Okay,
Okay.
First of all, okay, when we deal with these DNA tests, Okay, why is it they always come out with some bogus results? Why is
Can I
it
get
all
an example of a bogus result?
where the silly claim that King Tut was Western European? Okay, how can you prove that
What's silly
historically?
about it?
Huh?
How do you know
Do
it's
you recognize
silly
that there
about
can
it?
be truths that are not recorded by history? And I have also another question for you. How long do you have to wait before an opinion becomes an historical fact?
Well, historical fact is based the closest evidence to reach a historical fact is archaeology. Okay.
okay?
Okay. If I say if you can't prove it with archaeology and ancient with a writing, and on top of that with with writings or literature that's on that artifact, okay, then it's just a theory. It's I mean it is clearly a theory, and theories are not good enough. Okay,
So
but
If
at
I
least
write
if
a
you're gonna
bunch of crap on a book, I write it with a pencil, I bury it, and it survives 3,000 years. Does it become more true in 3,000 years? Or is it still a pile of crap?
no, it's more credible than what somebody's saying today. Yes.
So
it
you're going to
is
take the
true.
words of wall drawings and pigmentations that tend to fade, that tend to not survive the test of time all of the time, or tend to get damaged through the test of time. You're going to take the words of people who lived 3,000 years ago over that of genetic studies done on those people that lived 3,000 years ago, that are conducted hopefully impartially, and by scientists who have actually gone to school and learned and studied for a good long while enough about genetics to actually pinpoint those specific groups that kind of differentiate between whatever country of national origin you're from.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I will take the word of the ancients over them anytime. Okay,
Okay.
because when they do a study on a mummy, okay, that mummy is dead. Okay,
Yes.
that mummy cannot speak for itself. Okay, the
Okay.
person that is doing the study on that mummy, all the saying is coming from him. Okay, okay, and we know that you people have a reputation of lying. Okay, we know that
hang on.
racism.
Who's you people?
Europeans.
Europeans.
Okay.
Okay, I'm an American.
Yes, Europeans.
That's
you're
racist.
still European in origin.
That's
okay?
racist.
Your
That's
ancestors were still
racist.
Know
Okay. But does
we
me
know
being
that you
European make me, and hang on, does me being European of European origin make me exactly the same as every single European?
Yes, pretty much.
It does. So what
Yes.
exactly are the traits of a European, Radio1? I'm just curious. Because you did bring this up before, and I would like, in my comments section, and I would like to kind of hash it out a little bit. What does me being European have to do with anything? What does being European have to do with anything?
Being European has to do with anything. Well, first of all, you're white, like all other Europeans.
So what does
okay,
that
and it's
have to do with
clearly
anything?
that your ancestors came from Europe. Okay,
Okay.
are you denying that? So what, all of a sudden you're Native American now?
No, I didn't say that. What does me being European have to do with my credibility on anything?
Well, this is a problem. To be truthful, it has less to do with you. It has more to do with your ancestors.
Okay, what did my ancestors?
Hey, Radio, wait, but Radio, you're saying
that
that the scientists who are white or European,
Uh-huh.
their studies shouldn't be valid because white people have lied.
Well, first of all, I'm saying that their studies shouldn't be valid because it doesn't correspond with history. Okay,
But
it doesn't correspond with history. That's what makes it a lie.
What if a black scientist did it?
would be credible?
Well, if it doesn't correspond with history, no, I still will not agree with it. Okay, because even my people, okay, a lot of my people today here in America, they're claiming to be Hebrew Israelites. Okay. And I do not agree with that. Okay. I do not agree that we are the Hebrew Israelites. Okay. And this is coming from black people. So it has nothing with me, it has nothing to do with race. It has more to do with truth and historical fact.
Okay.
Because I tell
Earlier
them
you
all the time.
mentioned that white people are known to lie. Do you know that historians also lie?
Historians?
You do
Yeah,
know
I know
that
pseudo historians lie.
historical
You have
figures
some
also have a
historians that
tendency
tell the
to
truth, and
lie
you have
as
some
well.
historians that lie.
What if I told you that the white people you know have lied in the past were pseudo white people, and that the true white people, they don't lie?
Well, the belief that you have now comes from the racist pseudo white people.
What beliefs do we have, Radio?
Let's just say, I mean, it might just be me, but I've known a few black people to lie from time to time. Not all black people,
Yes.
but many black people have lied, right? Humans lie.
There's still this issue of just because I'm European, just because European does a study or whatever, there is a precedent set by their ancestors. What precedent is that, Radio1? I would really like to know.
White superiority.
White superiority. So you know for a fact,
white is better.
You know
that's
for
what I'm talking about.
You know for a fact that my ancestors practice white superiority.
Look, we are not just dealing with your ancestors, okay? This is not an individual thing, okay? We are talking about an entire race of people.
Yes, you're talking about all Europeans, correct? And how they're incredible because...
Yes. I can't just group you as individuals when we have the whole entire race, okay? For example, when you look on the Forbes list, okay, you look up the billionaires, okay?
Okay.
What most of the billionaires, okay, if not all of them, they are white.
Why does that matter?
When you look up all the owners and the CEOs of retail stores and hotels, and they're all white.
They have white skin, but it's not clear that they're white.
Hang on, Jeff. It's very interesting that Radio1 brings up the fact that all Europeans practice white supremacist type practices, correct? That's the claim that you're making?
I'm saying Europeans like you practice that, yes.
Okay, so Europeans like me practice
you're a racist.
Supremacy in a sense, and I'm a racist, correct? That's what you're saying to me? That
yes.
My ancestors practiced racial supremacy.
Well, they
is that what you're saying?
Well,
yes or no?
Pretty much. If you have the belief that,
pretty much.
Yes or no?
I don't know your ancestors.
Exactly.
Okay, but it's not about your ancestors.
Radio1, you don't know my ancestors. Would it change your mind if I told you that I'm actually a Polish woman and that my ancestors got butt fucked and front fucked by Germany and Russia because they were thought to be inferior in some way? Would that change your mind about Europeans in general? Because let me just tell you, you can't just lump a group of people into the same exact general census of what this people is. Even if they might all be European, they're not all the same. Even if they're all African, they're not all the same. And that was my entire point in the video. And if that makes me a racist, then you know what? That's totally fine. If I think that there is a difference between people based on their national origin, or if I think that there is a difference between individuals based on where they come from, excuse me. And if I don't want to, if I don't want to essentially discount an entire person based on their own individual experience because, oh, they happen to be from Europe, so group mentality makes me want to group them in a certain light, then I'm sorry if that's not satisfactory to you. And we can go on and on and on and on and on about, you know, whether or not European science is bogus for hours and hours based on the fact that it's Europeans and not Africans, or we can go on and on about how, you know, historical fact of people who lived 3,000 years ago is more credible than DNA analysis done today by scientists who attempt to, with, you know, frequency, practice empirical science. We can talk about that all the livelong day, but when it gets down to it, you are making the claim that this entire group is dichotomized from this group in its entirety, and they are different. And that doesn't make any sense to me, because we have to recognize that there are differences in those groups as well.
Well, first of all, okay, you can't compare, okay, a conflict between Germans and Polish with blacks and whites, okay?
I can
Because
actually, because it was very recent, and a lot of Polish people died. Whereas, what, you guys had discrimination in the 60s more recently? Like, dude, we're not trying to compare the plights of the different people from different nationalities. I'm not trying to do that. What I'm saying is you are grouping me as a white supremacist, as a European, because I'm European, on the very basis of me being European, you are grouping me as a white supremacist when the very nature of my historical ancestral heritage was butt fucked by fucking white people as well, who thought that they were also superior. It's bullshit.
Do you have a response to that, Radio?
I think Radio had a
Hello, can you hear me?
connection problem.
I can
Okay, he's back now.
Is it cool if I just pound through a couple super chats just and then we'll go on to the next point? Is that cool?
Yeah,
You
go
okay
ahead.
with that? Yeah, Revenger of the Dreamer, $10. Did this dude just mention Wakanda? He's just asking that. Matt Halsey, $10. This Volt. Mohammed Daywood, $2. Hey, hi Andy. Egypt is Arab. Get your own history. Haha. Jenny Hopper, $5. Blacks were building Wakanda while whites were in caves. Nuke the ice caps, $5. How is this relevant? How does this affect the current day? In other words, what is your point? He answered that question already. Buddy Killer, $2. Again, I don't know what you wrote there. To me with the okay. P Dog Knight, $5. Why are we talking about this? Not a single black African descendants from the Egyptians. Let's talk about the sub-Saharan and West African where they are from. Zach Longby, $2. We love God and this. He's already dead. Pop TV, $5. We was Kangz. Ray Edwards, $5. We was Kings. We'll solve racism. LMFAO. Oh my God, this stream is one of your best skits, Andy. I guess what people are trying to say, Radio, here is that they're not sure how, if you can prove that Egyptians were African, that this would really solve anything.
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Yep, now I can hear you, buddy. Go ahead.
Okay.
If you want to respond.
So
by the way, real fast, everyone hit like if you're enjoying the stream. We are number 4 trending worldwide right now. Awesome. Thank you.
So they're pretty much okay. Can I respond back to Weebo?
Yeah,
Go ahead, man,
ahead.
and we can move on to the next
Okay.
point after that. No problem, bud.
Yeah. First of all, okay, you cannot compare a conflict between the Polish and the Germans, okay? Because those Polish people, they may feel inferior, okay, to other Germans or
I don't feel
Europeans,
inferior.
but they may feel superior to Africans. Okay, you have Hispanic people, okay? You have Hispanic people who are discriminated against, okay, by white or Europeans, okay, and they feel inferior because of that, okay? But when they get around Africans, it's a different story.
Wait,
okay?
are you speaking on behalf of all of these different groups of people? You know exactly what all of these people are thinking? At any given point in time, you can actually definitively say for certain that these people feel exactly this way.
Well, first of all, I can't read nobody's mind.
Exactly.
Okay? So I mean, and that's the problem, okay? Because we have a lot of people that are hidden racists, okay?
Yeah.
They are racist, but they don't want to let it out. They don't want to show it, okay?
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to tell, okay? When you go when we deal with the redneck in Alabama, okay, the Ku Klux Klan, the Confederate flag, okay, we know that person is a racist. He is a proud racist, okay? And
we know
he's
that.
not afraid to let you know.
Every single redneck in Alabama. You know every single redneck in Alabama. You can definitively say that of every single redneck in Alabama.
No, but I know they're racist and I know they hate blacks. Okay,
every single one.
They make that very clear.
Every single one of them. Are you grouping people together again, Raidio1?
Pretty much, yeah. If they are part of the same group, they have the same belief. Okay.
Oh, they do.
That's like saying that when we deal with apples or red apple, okay, just because we have different apples spread it all over the place. That one, a few of them is different. Okay, but reality,
We're
they're
not
all the
talking
same.
about apples. We're talking about human beings, each with their own thoughts and feelings.
I know that. Okay, but you still get my point.
There's 7 billion of them on the planet.
Okay. Huh?
I mean,
there are 7 billion humans on the planet, and you're trying to say that you can break each one of them down into their own group and essentially determine what every single one of those groups is thinking at any given point in time because of the fact that they belong to that group. Okay,
first of all, okay, the good white people, okay, that you're trying to talk about, okay, that you're probably trying to put yourself in that category, okay? They are not like you.
Think I'm a good person.
Okay. They are not like you. Okay, white people. Good white people. What I say, non-racist white people. They don't walk around saying we was kings. Okay. They don't say that. When you say that, you are insulting. You are insulting black people.
No, it's Kangz, not kings.
Now, to Radio's credit, he never said that every single white people. He said white people in general are racist, and he gave the example of rednecks. There is scientific data indicating that his claim is more or less true. I mean, we can record the latency that people have when they react to pictures. For example, you showed a picture of a black person, you showed a picture of a white person, and you put a word below like criminal or like...
Are you talking about the Harvard study? The one where
the Harvard study?
And yeah, the Harvard study?
There is in our brain processing of the skin color of people something that inherently categorizes and discriminates between races. So Andy, I'm gonna say I'm switching sides. I like this guy.
JF,
I'm taking his side now.
But
JF, that study.
I think what Weebo is saying though is, okay, let's go to somewhere in the South, for example. Yeah, it's probably a lot of racist people there. Let's be honest here. Let's just.
Well, yes.
Weebo, I see what you're saying. Not all, right?
Well, yeah, not all. Hashtag not all. Of course.
However, we can say this the same thing with any statistic where there's an average. So, for example, radio, if we want to play it that way and go, well, a lot of people from the South are racist. What if I told you that 55% of the violent crimes in America were done by 12% of the population, which is black people, and about 4% because it's only young African males? Since they have a higher tendency for violent crime, then can someone say, well, black people, I'm going to group them together as criminals because that statistic? Is that fair?
Well, first of all, okay, the young black people who are killing each other, okay, the jails that they go to, guess who own them? Okay, they are owned by white people. Okay,
yeah, but they're killing. Well, but if they're killing each other or robbing or doing, rape is a big one too as well. It doesn't matter who owns the jail. It matters that they did the crime.
Well, okay, when we deal with doing the crime, okay, about 90% of the reason why they're doing the crime is because they're suffering from poverty. Okay, they can't get a job. They ain't got no money.
And rape.
It's a completely separate issue.
Murder and rape? You're gonna rape someone because I'm poor. So I've been poor my entire life. I didn't get the urge to go rape or
you can do anything when you're poor.
Andy, the whole thing actually stems from a cycle of poverty. You grow up impoverished. You don't go to school and get a proper education. You tend to do things that would land you in a life where you conduct violent crime.
I was so poor at one point. My parents are doing well now, but I was so poor at one point where we had to boil hot water to take baths.
Well, yeah, no, of course. And I'm not saying it's like, whenever someone ever goes into poverty, they automatically become a criminal. No, it's a cycle. It's a generational cycle that stems from, someone coming from poverty and then giving birth to another kid that is going to live out the rest of their days in poverty. And it's a vicious cycle. The way to get out of that usually is with education. So stay in school, kids. But JF, I gotta.
Why are the areas in America that are mainly poor white people? Is the crime significantly lower than an equal area of poor black people?
Well, last time I checked,
the white people have been through the cycle over and over and over, but there's a big difference between both neighborhoods.
Again, I would attribute that more to the cultural aspect of those cultures.
That's my point.
Yeah. Actually, with regards to what JF was talking about with the Harvard study, because I have actually taken that study, and what I realized when I noticed that when I was in the middle of taking it, because it's the online one where you push the buttons on the keyboard, right? Okay, so they actually there's a significant amount of time prior to when they actually like give you the actual test, where they kind of, at least in the study that I took, we had about 5 different sets of pressing on the keyboard, and what we found was that they tend to take about 5 minutes per set, kind of preemptiving your motor skills to a certain, or tuning your motor skills to a certain, to attribute certain things with certain words and stuff. So I feel like it would be an effective conditioning more so than bias. I would actually prefer if the study was done just right off the bat, no conditioning prior to that. So I'm not entirely convinced on the validity of those Harvard studies.
I mean, for that, it would have to be the case that the practice set of the 5 minutes before would have been biased. But obviously, if the scientists did a good job, and I don't remember these details because I read this years ago, but if the scientists have done a good job, they should not have primed people to only white people. In fact, this effect has been reproduced for black people. Black people also have the inverted response, which is that they will respond to black people quicker and to white people slower.
Well, yeah, no, of course. And then there's the fact that we do know that the primacy effect has some bearing on the matter, but also the bias can be reconditioned out of people. For instance, there was a recent study done, I believe, of cops who were more hesitant to shoot at black perpetrators of crimes, even if they happen to be a little bit more aggressive or more dangerous and such. And that was a direct result of media influence within recent years, because as we know, there's a lot of backlash whenever you do shoot at a minority figure, and it gets a lot of publicity. So there was some hesitation with that respect. And whether or not it was due to, the reconditioning of bias, or if it was due to that hesitation due to the predominance of media backlash, it's up for debate, and you can just certainly
it's definitely
positive or negative.
It's definitely due to you're a racist. Yeah, I know. There was one video I did once a while ago where it was after the night before they wanted to release the tape after this black dude died, and they burned down a convenience store, a bank, and a bunch of places, chased white people, attacked all these white people, right? And they're like, we want to release the tape. The next day is the tape I put in my video. The cops all had their guns pointing at this guy and asked him, I counted 17 times for him to drop the gun. Finally, he got shot by a black police officer. So everyone was assuming it was a white guy shooting a black dude for no reason. It was a black police officer, and then they changed the goalpost to, well, he's just Uncle Tom.
There was a great joke by Dave Chappelle on this, where he said on the Saturday Night Live show, he said, so I saw the police officer the other day, and they had to shoot a gorilla. And he was on the radio, and he said, shooting this gorilla was one of the hardest decisions we've ever made. And Dave Chappelle said, well, you're about to see a couple of black people walking on the street with gorilla costumes.
Jesus.
Yeah, what do you think about all this, Radio? I'm just giving my opinion. What do you think?
Well, first of all, okay, well, the root of their problems, okay, it goes back, it goes way back, okay, because if America had paid reparations, or slave reparations, which I know is not going to happen, okay, if they had paid reparations and gave black people a chance to, build their own community, have their own town, their own cities, their own everything, to be independent. Okay.
Like an ethno state.
Slums. Okay. a lot of these problems will not be
ethno-state?
going on.
Is that what you want, like an ethno state? Is that what you're looking for?
Okay, all right,
Hey,
back to the
no,
subject.
no,
No,
I'm
this is
asking
a
you.
serious question.
No, I'm asking you a serious question. You
Oh,
want
yeah.
reparations to build your own towns? Do you mean like an ethno state, like a Wakanda, but like in America? So you're like, we get this state, it's ours, no whites allowed. Is that something you'd want?
Yes, that would be great.
Oh, so you're
Yes.
pro ethno states. Okay, cool. I just wanted to.
Okay, but we know that but the reality is that's never going to happen. Okay, that is never going to happen. Okay, I mean, because okay, we are dealing we have a world problem here. Okay, we have people from the Middle East, people from Asia migrating everywhere. Okay, and it just like nobody can stay still these days because you got people, you got the world population is growing even more and more. Okay, and you got people, and you have these corrupt leaders, okay, who want all this land to themselves, and they want to get certain people out, and when they get those people out, they go elsewhere, okay, and they create problems for other people, okay. So, I mean, it's not just black people, okay. I pretty much I mean, it's a problem with everybody, okay. Now, it would be nice if black people, if we had our own spot, okay, or black Americans, if we had our own spot. And we was able to prosper, without the distraction or interruption of anybody else. Okay, that will be great. Okay, but the reality is,
hey, Radio, you won over the entire crowd.
Unless some type of divine providence come.
You won over the entire crowd, dude. I'm serious.
I actually.
You should work together with the alt-right. I think you guys would be down to help each other out. Go ahead,
Weebo, are you an anti-identitarian?
I don't like having other people's perceptions of a group dictate how they view me. So no. I prefer to base my opinions off of people based on my own personal interactions with them, and not preconceived notions based on whatever demographic they belong to. I find it ridiculous, especially since, I'm a person and that's how I would prefer to be treated myself. I know it's entirely my own thing. I don't mind if you do it. It's just don't do it to me. Otherwise, I will go off on you. Sorry, Raidio1, I did that.
Hey, Radio, what state would you want? Like I know Richard Spencer wants the white ethno state to be in Florida. What state would you guys want? Yeah, that's what he said.
Of all places, Florida?
It's near water and stuff.
But Florida?
I don't know. That's what
I mean. It's good to go in the winter time, but like Florida's got like red tides, your fucking storms every once in a while. It's hot and humid as fuck in this summer. Like, seriously?
Yeah, that's
I
where
think he was interested by the oranges.
Oranges, yeah. How about you, Radio? If you could choose, yeah, what state?
Yeah, I will say Florida also, because Florida is more to the south. It's more closer to the equator, so that's why I would choose Florida. Now, I will not choose a northern state, okay, because that's that's where your people come from. They come from the north, the far north, in the cold regions. Okay,
I love this.
Florida.
I love northern states. I love this guy. We would get along so well if everyone was like me and Radio.
Yeah, Radio. I think. Yeah. Fucking Weebo was like, wait, this is taking a turn. Can I read a couple of super chats just real quick? A Vidi S, $10. Why the large ancient structures like the Colosseum and the pyramids are only found in the Mediterranean region, and there isn't anything similar in the sub-Saharan African if they were the same people? Interesting.
Well, first of all, the pyramids and the temples at Karnak, okay, and the temples at Abu Simbel are not on the Mediterranean, okay? They are inside the interior of the African continent along the Nile River, okay? It's not on the Mediterranean. So where is that coming from? Okay, you look on the map. Okay, Memphis, where the pyramids, Luxor, all that. Huh?
What's the closest?
That's not on the Mediterranean.
No, but what's the closest body of water?
What's the closest body of water?
Yeah, just a structure where H2O presides. I don't know. Where is the closest
Well,
water
you have the
to
Red
these
Sea.
areas?
Well, you have the Red Sea to the east. Okay, you have the Red Sea. Okay.
Okay.
So you really can't say
But where's the
just
closest?
the Mediterranean.
Where's the closest source of water for these? It's the Red Sea.
Well,
Full
first
blood
of
and
all,
shit.
okay. Well, the closest body of water, it has nothing to do with, okay. What I'm saying is that it's
What?
not on the Mediterranean. Okay,
It's not on the
it is
Mediterranean.
not
But
a
what is the
Mediterranean civilization.
I know, but what's the closest body of water?
The closest body of water is the Nile River.
Okay, and what does the Nile River empty into?
It empties into the Mediterranean Sea.
There you go.
Okay, but still, okay,
There
the
is an
Mediterranean
entire
Sea
northern
is not the
border
Nile River.
There is an entire northern border to Egypt that actually touches the Mediterranean Sea. Are you saying that that doesn't count for anything?
Okay, but that doesn't mean that the ancient Egyptians, the pyramids, and all the temples are located on the Mediterranean Sea.
That's not what I'm
Okay.
saying. I'm saying that they're close to the Nile, right? Which opens out into the Mediterranean Sea, which follows with my theory of an interconnected Mediterranean region.
Well,
You got to think a little bit outside the box here, Raidio1. I can't do it for you.
Since you say that, okay, the Nile empties into the Mediterranean Sea, okay, and that all of a sudden connects Egypt to the Mediterranean, or the Egyptians are Mediterranean, but at the same time, okay, the Nile originates in Uganda, in Ethiopia, okay. So we can say that, being that the Nile originated from Ethiopia, okay. In Uganda, okay, we can say that the ancient Egyptians, they connect more to the place where the Nile originates from, okay, not where the Nile empties out at, okay.
Well,
but that
is
a relevant discussion.
How do you know that there was more influence from the south as opposed to the north? Were you there? Do you have those studies? Do you have that actual historical pictogram of hieroglyphics that tells you, oh, we got more visitors from the south than we did from the north?
Well, if you read the famine stela from
what?
Yeah, the famine stela from Pharaoh Zoser, he clearly says that their ancestors came from the beginning of the Nile.
Okay, do you have this?
That's where their ancestors came from.
Wait, he says this in hieroglyphics, and you can translate them for us?
Yeah, I'm pretty pro at that too.
Yes,
okay, but I just bring up one thing real fast. A Juan Castillo, thank you for the $10. Radio. Have you ever heard of someone by the name of Mike Headley?
Mike Headley? No, I never heard.
He's a prominent black figure. He actually wants to hop on for a couple minutes and just ask you a few questions, if you don't mind, and Weebo, if you don't mind either. He's a cool dude. I'll send him the link. By the way, I want to say for both of you right now, I'm enjoying this conversation. He threw me a text, so I sent him the link.
This is a very high-level conversation. I would say that Raidio1's point on the Nile is, in fact, neutralizing the argument about the proximity to Mediterranean Sea. It doesn't mean that he's right, but it means that we cannot extract anything from the proximity of that river to one or the other theory. So we are back to our original lack of evidence other than what Raidio1 cites as historical facts, which are reports that are subject to a lot of interpretation. And it doesn't seem that any of this clearly states that the Egyptians we're talking about were black, or that the majority of the population at that time was black. It seems that Egypt has been forever, as far as we can look back, a multiracial society.
Sorry. Actually, Mike said right now he meant the next time. Radio, would you be down to hop on next time again with our buddy Mike Headley in the future? We'll stay in touch.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, if you're down. I think you and him would have an epic debate. But yeah, he did say, he just texted me, he wants me to ask a question here. Ask him, okay, what do you think of African Americans with wealth that don't give back or attempt to help their communities, like rappers that are out here spending millions on chains and drugs and prostitutes, which is 99% of them, doing nothing for the black people?
Well, that's I mean that's some of them do. From what I heard, they build they build community centers and all that.
Mhm.
And they give back. You know they give back to their neighborhoods, but some of them just don't care. So
Why do you think that
I
is?
say that they I mean for them I mean they gonna do what they want to do, and that's and they are relevant to us. So they don't they don't care about us. They don't they don't give a damn about us. So I
Would you say they're
mean
helping white supremacy?
well I say more they helping themselves. They care more about themselves. So I mean, and they don't, and I say it's more about themselves than what with white supremacy or the black community.
Mm.
So I mean, but then again, there's nobody putting the pressure on them. I mean, you know, um, but at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And Juan Questillo just threw $50, man. Thank you for the support. You're awesome. BJ Tingle, $10. What about the wonderful infrastructure the Africans inherited in the Congo, and then consequently it consequently fell apart when the oppressing Dutch left? How does that square with the black ethno state?
well, first of all, it was doing well before the Dutch even came. So I mean, that was the problem right there. Okay, when the Dutch came, okay, they pillaged, they ransacked, they did whatever they had to do, and then when they left a big mess. So I mean that pretty much explains itself, because a lot of African empires, say for example the Songhai Empire, okay, the Songhai Empire, which was in West Africa where my ancestors came from, okay, it was a thriving empire, okay, and they were rich, and they had a good trade going on, and it was a very thriving empire until they were attacked and defeated by the Moroccans, okay, and then after they were attacked by the Moroccans, and by other traders, African tribes or whatever, okay, their empire fell. Okay, so a lot of these empires in Africa were doing well before the arrival of any Europeans and Arabs. Okay, some African empires were thriving before the Islamic invasion, and some were built during the Islamic invasion when they were converting people, and people were building, black Africans were building their own Islamic empires, but even those empires got destroyed, okay, because they were attacked and they were invaded by outsiders, okay, because you just don't, I mean, it didn't fall out of coincidence, okay, it fell because it fell for a reason, and it fell because it was invaded. They let the invaders in.
So when Egypt was invaded all of those times, they didn't fall. What's the? I don't know what.
Yes, they did.
They didn't, but they're still kind of thriving, I would say, or they did thrive for a good several thousand years. Especially, actually, I think it was can't remember, but over time they were invaded multiple times, and they also did a lot of invading as well, and none of those times did they completely fall into disarray to the point where it was just whatever, to this point, at least, with the Congo, or not the Congo, but with reference to what we're talking about.
Well, first of all, when Egypt was invaded, okay, the Egyptians did not benefit from that, okay, they
didn't.
When the Assyrians invaded, that was a benefit for the Assyrians. When the Persians invaded, okay, the Persians were on top. Okay, the matter of fact, the Egyptians they were enslaved in their own country by the Persians.
No,
yes.
I mean, like, that the Egyptians definitely did not benefit.
Yes, they did not. They
in any respect, whenever they were under foreign rule, they didn't benefit in any way.
No, they were being oppressed.
They were being oppressed
by the Persians and by the Assyrians. Yes, and that's why that when Alexander came into Egypt, Okay, they welcome him as liberator. Okay, but at the same time, when Alexander came, okay, did he put an Egyptian on the throne? Did he put a native Egyptian on the throne? No. What he did, he put a Macedonian on the throne, Ptolemy the First. Okay, so I mean,
was he not good for whatever amount of years that he was alive? Because I don't actually know how many years he was alive and ruled, but I do know that it was for a few. Did he not benefit?
Well, according to history, well, Egypt was better off that time than they were during the Persian rule of Egypt. So they had it better during that time, but they were not ruling their own country.
Okay.
So, I have a question concerning the 12th dynasty. Do you think that the 12th dynasty was black or white?
The 12th dynasty?
Yeah.
Oh yes, the 12th dynasty was definitely black. They were all black.
Because Izia, for $49.99 US, thank you so much for your donation. He sends us a quote of an assistant treasurer from the 12th dynasty at the British Museum, and it states, "I reached Nubia of the blacks. I forced the Nubian chiefs to wash gold." It's an inscription on the stela of Sehator from the 12th dynasty. Why would he call them the blacks and make that distinction if he was himself black?
During this time in history, the Egyptians had actually invaded Nubia, and because of that, the relations between the two different people was very strained, I would assume, especially if you're invading a people. But go ahead, Raidio1.
Okay, first of all, when we deal with Nubian, okay, would you say Nubians look like all black people, look like all African Americans in America? Or would you say Nubians that look like all people of Africa? Okay, because when we deal with Nubians, we are dealing with the blackest of black Nilotic people of southern Sudan. Okay, those were your Nubians. Okay, so we have to make this distinction. Okay, we have to make this distinction because some of y'all want people to believe that the people of ancient Egypt were made up of only, jet black Nubians and these Arab looking people.
I've never said that.
That's not the case.
Oh, so then we're in agreement.
Or jet black Nubians or
diverse.
Or Middle Eastern looking people. Huh?
So then we're in agreement that Egypt was diverse? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, yes, we can say it was diverse. But the pharaohs and the ancient Egyptians, let's make this clear. Now you may say that the pharaohs and the ancient Egyptians, the true Egyptians, did not look Nubian, but let's make this clear. They did not look Middle Eastern or European either.
Well, do you know exactly what they look like?
Yes, I can tell you exactly what they look like. Have you ever heard of the land of Punt?
I'm sorry?
Huh? Have you ever heard of the land of Punt?
No.
The land of Punt? P-U-N-T?
P-U-N-T. Let me just look that up right quick. Have you? Land of Punt is a trade partner of Egypt, ancient Egypt. And
yes, okay. Now, they call this place the land of gods, okay? And when they depicted the people of the land of Punt, guess who they look like? Okay. Now first of all, let's deal with the geographical location of the land of Punt. Okay, the land of Punt. Okay, according to archaeologists, historians, the land of Punt was located in the modern day Horn of Africa,
around the Red Sea.
Ethiopia, Somalia, Eritrea. Okay, that was the land of Punt. And when the Egyptians depicted these people, they look just like they are the closest people to the ancient Egyptians out of all people.
Okay, so hang on. You've made two claims about two various people. So you were talking about Nefertiti at one point. You still have yet to actually provide that image. Now you're talking about the people from the land of Punt. Can you actually find me an image of these people? And I'll actually provide an image of Egyptians as well, so we can compare notes. How's that sound?
Hold on.
You have,
because I'm having a hard time with this link.
Yeah. Did you ever get a chance to finding it, and then can you send it in the side chat of the Hangout?
Yeah. And And while
I'll
you do
try.
that, dude, I want to ask you some questions here. Thank you everyone who's been supporting the show today. We really appreciate it. With the channel being back and all, it makes me happy to see. And I hope you're enjoying the show. I am. This is very intriguing. White male for $5 asks, ask Radio, would you guys be willing to team up with us white nationalists? This is him, not me. We can build our own separate ethno states and fight the Jews. So would you black nationalists team up with white nationalists? Maybe that's the problem with the ethno state thing. Both of you are always just butting heads when you could be like, look, we'll work together for now. You know, it's like Spider-Man having to work with Dr. Octopus for a fucking minute, right? To beat the bigger villain. And then at the end, you go, all right, thanks for helping me. Would you guys be willing to team up with white nationalists as black nationalists to build both your ethno states and then separate ways from there?
No, that'll never work. Okay?
Why not?
And the reason I say that will never work is because black people, okay, no matter how these white supremacists feel about other people, black people are the prime enemy of white supremacists. That will never work, okay? Because, I mean, even when we deal with the police shootings, okay, when we deal with the lynchings that happened in the South back in the 1920s or whatever, okay, those were not Jews. Those are not Jewish people. Those were your typical white, okay, Caucasian, Anglo-Saxon, Western European, you know, whatever you want to call it, okay? Those were clearly purebred white supremacists that were doing that, okay? Those are not Jews doing that. So why would we team up with a people? Why would we team up with such a people?
Not forever.
They hate our guts.
I'm saying for a minute.
It's unquestionable that the past has been rough to the black people. But what if we were to team up and hold hands and look toward the future and forget about what was done before?
Well, you have some black people that's in support of that, you know, such as most a lot of Christian preachers, you know, and that sort of a thing. But but some of us, no, we just don't trust that, okay? Because we feel that as Africans, we have no ally, we have no friends, okay? All we have is ourselves, and that's even falling apart. We even turning against ourselves. So I mean, we in a big mess, okay? So I mean, all throughout history.
Think they would do, though? Like, let's say black nationalists and white nationalists teamed up. Like, you think you'd be like, you know, helping each other out, and then white nationalists would stab you in the back in the middle of the night or something? Like you think it'd be a nefarious
plan?
So you don't trust them. All right.
Exactly.
So, right. Did you get that image then, Raidio1?
Also, just real fast.
I got it, but I'm having a hard time sending it.
You want to send it to me in an email then?
Yeah, send it to her by email. Hesioid through $50. Thank you so much. I reached Nubia of the Blacks. I forced the Nubian chiefs to wash gold. Inscription of the Stella. Oh, you read this one already? Oh, yep. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you. And Colin Lorenzo, $20. Ancient Egyptians from the time when they built the pyramids are genetically identical to the coastal Mediterranean Arabs. Genetic sequences are consistent with those from the last 1,500 years. Earlier pharaohs were indeed Nubian. So that's a point on to your side, Radio. Vinny S, $10. Doing well, yet they were all conquered by European and Arabs, so they were not that well if they can't defend themselves. Oh, a question for Weebo. Call me a meta through $5 to ask if you're single.
No, I'm not.
She's taking everyone. Are you gonna move on from your current boyfriend right now? Are you on the rocks?
No. We've been together for 3 years almost, actually. 3 years and 2 days, actually. Right. We have full intention.
Nice, congrats.
Together for the rest of our lives.
You're gonna have some babies.
Hopefully.
There we go. Juan Castillo, $10. Thank you. And do another one. Thank you very much. And last one for now. Shiv Palpatine, $10. What about the fall of the kingdom of Kush which was an Egyptian colony that was handed over to black Egyptians and destroyed itself from the inside.
As far
Okay,
as I know, Kush was Nubia before Nubia was. Yeah, no, it was. I thought Nubia, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, okay, when we deal with the land of Kush, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I bet they're smoking weed all the time and
Okay.
shit, right, guys? Go ahead.
You'd like it there, Andy.
This is Kush. Get it? No? All right.
Okay, Kush.
Sorry. Go ahead. I know Kush. Just trust
When
me.
we deal
Ask
with
him
the
here.
land of Kush, okay, the ancient Egyptians spoke of Kush as wretched Kush in their hieroglyphics. Okay, because so you cannot say that Kush was founded by Egyptians. Okay, because they refer to it as as one of their enemies. Okay, and first of all, when Tutmosis the third, okay, when Tutmosis the first during the 18th dynasty, when they conquered Kush, okay, and they established colonies in Kush, okay, and then we hear of the 25th dynasty Kushite kings. A lot of those Kushite kings had ancestral lineage to the 18th dynasty, so you can't say that it was handed over by blacks. Okay, that is irrelevant. Okay, because the southern Egyptians that migrated into Kush, they were already there, and they produced mixed offspring. You know, where the descendants of that pretty much became the descendants of the 25th dynasty.
All right. And JF is JF. What do you have pulled up there? Oh, Kingdom of Kush. All right, he's got the.
Yeah, I'm just showing some images to illustrate what Raidio1 is talking about.
I honestly, when I was reading that super chat, I'm like, is this a troll? Kingdom of Kush, something like a fucking high schooler would call their fake, land. But interesting. So, what do you make of all this, JF?
Well, I make that all of the claims of Raidio1 are correct, except one is unsupported. This view that the pharaohs were black. It's the only one that I find no support for. I'm not saying it's necessarily false. I'm saying there's no reason to believe that based on what I read. And what he provides us is insufficient at the moment. But this guy has a deep knowledge of Egyptian history for sure.
Well,
also, here's a question for you. Collison, Lord of Verlins, $14. Ask Radio if he feels so strongly about his African heritage. Why doesn't he go back to Africa and forge a new African empire with other black supremacists in Africa? Why does he want to build it here?
Well, first of all, okay, let's make it clear that all African Americans in America are not on the same page. Okay, we're not on the same page. Okay, so that
monolithic thought then. I can't group you all together.
Exactly. Because you have all African Americans do not think like me. They got different beliefs than me.
What?
So, so
you're not all a group mind?
Yes. No, we are not.
Damn.
Okay, no, we are not, because we have African Americans who want to do this integration thing and make it work. And you have some of us, that we want to separate. We want our own land, but at the same time, okay, we will not be accepted back into Africa, okay, unless they have a leader there that's willing to give us land and start our own thing. But it's just so much division going on now with African Americans, okay, and it's not everybody is on the same page.
Okay.
So if everybody was on the same page, then yes, that can be possible, but not everybody's on the same page.
Does that anger you?
Does it anger me? Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
How would you?
Yeah, because
what do you have to say to your fellow Africans who are not listening to what you say right now? Like, what would your message be to them?
Okay. Well, first of all, okay, we have one group of African American people that we call coons and sellouts. Okay, and they have nothing to do with us. Okay,
Okay.
Now, when you're talking about Tariq Nasheed later, now Tariq, that's something he came out with was coons. He called black people coons.
Yeah.
But he never came up with this "we was kings" nonsense. Okay.
Okay.
But
Kangz.
yeah, but he okay. But back to the subject.
Mm.
Okay, now when even when we were brought over here as slaves, okay, we still had our own people selling us out, you know, snitching on, you know, snitching to the slave master.
Okay.
You know, I mean, we had our division in Africa and we have it over here.
Mm.
So, I mean, I'm not God Almighty. I'm saying I can't determine, you know, when this great migration back to Africa going to happen, you know. But I'm just speaking the facts on what's going on now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
fair enough. Yeah, that's good.
I mean, I wish it would happen. I would love it, but I mean, but I doubt it.
So, Radio, I still have yet to get that image from you. Did you email it to me? Is it in my spam or what up?
Yeah, I'm having problems because doing this live chat is it's like really slowing down my computer. So
Oh, don't pay attention to the live chat. Just
No, he just means the streaming. No, I know. I know
okay. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, whoa, fucking massive donation here from Vinny S. You've been donating all day. Thank you very much, man. Mad respects, buddy. $50 says for the dynamic double or dual. I'm saying free speech. I think he messed that up. Yeah, he meant for the dynamic duel of free speech, which we mean JF. Keep the great work and allowing interesting debates in this platform. Good luck with the internet blood sports. Yeah, we just so everyone knows. By the way, if you're enjoying, hit like. We're 5 trending worldwide. Weebo, thank you for setting this up, and thank you very much, Radio, for being here. You're very interesting, and this is very entertaining to listen to. I'd love to set something up in the future, but we are starting internetbloodsports.net. Site's up there. It's just a basic website, and we have some people programming right now for it's going to be our show, Baked Alaska's show, and the Kumite. We also have some other YouTubers, big YouTubers, who are making exclusive videos that are too much for YouTube to handle with the possibility of being struck down or anything like that. So we are working to expand this and keep these debates running. Just want to let you all know. Did you figure out the email thing?
Yeah, did you send it to me yet?
Yeah, I can't even yeah, it's not even my internet is weak. I don't know what's going on.
Do you have a key? Is it like a copy and paste link, dude?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I did it already. So
yeah. So look. All right. Do you see right over here? So I'm gonna point this way. There's a chat here. Do you see the chat here? Not like the So it's our private chat. So you see how Weebo talked, then JF talked, then I talked.
Yeah.
So paste it in there.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, paste it in there. That's privately for only us four. No one else will see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you ever have any questions or stuff from behind the scenes to me, you could just ask me there privately, and I won't say what you're saying. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna deal with because I made a video on this. Okay.
And
showing that
everyone can go subscribe to Weebo and to Radio. Remember, if you don't agree with them, it doesn't matter. It's always nice to subscribe to different people with different mindsets. And thank you everyone for supporting them. So what video was it? What was your video called?
The one with regards to, are we talking about the Pumps, or are we talking about
the one that he was just saying he made a video on what he was just talking about, a Radio? What was the video called that you made?
Yes, it's called The Real African Ramesses, Not a European.
All right, I'm gonna grab that.
Yes,
I'm gonna grab that link.
And I made it like 10 years ago. It was a long time ago.
10 years.
But I showed on this video because the people who conducted this study tried to say that, you know, because Ramesses, the mummy of Ramesses, have straight hair and has narrow features, that he was European. Okay, and I showed on that video that you also had Africans that have the same features. Okay, people in Somalia, Ethiopia, they had features as the mummies of Ramesses and the rest of the mummies of the 18th dynasty. Okay. Well, because they,
Ramesses
they yes, Ramesses II. Yes. When you look at a lot of people
He was
in
of the
Somalia,
19th dynasty, though. Not
yeah,
the
that's the 19th dynasty.
Okay, but we're talking about the 18th dynasty with regards to Nefertiti, right? Or are we talking about something else entirely now?
Yes, I mean we're still talking about Egypt, right?
Yeah,
okay,
we're talking about Egypt.
That's the point. Okay, we can't just talk. We can't just focus on Nefertiti.
Well, my entire video had to do with Nefertiti, and then I made the broader point that Egypt is not monochromatically black, and it's not monochromatically white. It's diverse, right? Do you take issue with that?
Now, what do you mean by diverse?
I mean it's diverse, as in it's made up of a group of people who are kind of meshed together from various places of the world. That includes Nubia, that includes the Levant, that includes Greece, that includes Rome, that includes everywhere. So
my question to that is, if the Egyptians were so mixed, okay, then why were they distinguished from everybody else?
How exactly were they distinguished?
Because I mean, okay, you trying to say that they were mixed, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that they were all the same color. I'm saying that they were diverse. And when you are diverse, you tend to have a mix of different skin colors as well. I mean, not everyone who is genotypically one race phenotypically presents as this other race. And when I'm saying this, I'm talking about people who are of mixed descent, who may be of African and European descent. They don't always present as dark skin colored. I mean, it's a give and take scenario. Genetics is kind of a fickle thing in that respect. You don't always get what you would expect to get. And sure, it might not happen all the time, but in some instances, it does change. For instance, my dad is about 2 to 3 shades darker than me, whereas my brother is 2 to 3 shades lighter than me. Does that make us not related? No, of course not. It's ridiculous to assume that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see, but the ancient Egyptians, I mean, pretty much, according to them, okay. I mean, you can theorize it however you want to, okay, because we know that foreigners were brought into Egypt as slaves and servants, and they some of them may have dressed Egyptian, okay, because you have like for instance, foreigners that come over here to America, whether they be from India, okay, from China or wherever, they come here, and they may have on their traditional clothes, but once they get here in America, they're going to be wearing regular jeans and t-shirt like everybody else. So we're dealing with a group of people that were in Egypt, were not Egyptian. So you're
starting to break up, dude.
Asiatics, huh?
I can't exactly hear you. You're starting to break up.
So your internet just went a little bit more for a sec, but now it's fine. It seems like it's fine. And we
can you hear me?
Showing pictures as well. Yeah, we can hear you, man.
Okay, so you had people that were in Egypt that were not Egyptian, but they were dressed Egyptian and made Egyptian. But the Egyptians, I mean, they pretty much was going back to the tomb of Seti I. Okay, that image from the tomb of Seti I, he is trying to tell you that this is what the Egyptians look like. Okay, everybody else was.
Is that the
different.
image we're looking at on the screen?
So right now we're looking at an image from the old video that Raidio1 is referring to. The video called "Real African Ramses, Not a European." And it seems, I don't know to what extent this is a reconstitution, but it seems that I see Ramses here, or a representation of him, kind of mastering a white slave.
Oh.
And I'd have to ask where exactly this image was taken from.
Well, it came from, I believe it came from a museum. You have some in the museum, and you had some that was in Karnak, and you had some that was in Abu Simbel.
No, what I'm talking about, not museum-wise, but what dynasty, which tomb, stuff like that. Because we are, attempting to determine what dynastic relevance here.
Okay, So
I mean, your arguments
yeah,
have circulated around various dynasties and how they were how they originated, or maybe how they were influenced by outside influence. So it's kind of important that we know exactly when this image was propagated.
yeah, it was in the 19th dynasty.
Okay,
And
and
that's yeah, and that was a dynasty from that originated in northern Egypt. See that here's the problem. Okay, when you guys talk about Middle Eastern pharaohs and European pharaohs, you have to show the historical evidence that what dynasty, okay, which dynasty that these European or Middle Eastern pharaohs came from. Okay, because according to them, they were all native to Egypt.
all of the pharaohs,
Yes, from all the native Egyptian dynasties.
but which,
Okay, so when you talk about Middle Eastern, okay, Middle Eastern pharaohs or whatever, the closest you can get to that is the Hyksos occupation of Egypt. Okay, other than that, there's no Middle Eastern about it.
okay, so
Okay,
I'm not
you talk about
disputing you that there are native Egyptian dynasties. It's never been my issue. What my issue was that one, Egypt was diverse. The other one was that we don't know anything about Nefertiti with regards to where she came from, and also that she looked similar to the bust that was the original bust. So I'm not disputing you that there were native Egyptian dynasties. Of course not. That's ridiculous. My claim is, one, Egyptian has been and will always be diverse because of where it is positioned on the map. And two, that we don't know anything about Nefertiti, and that she very possibly could have been that light-skinned as the bust presented her. So
well,
I'm still waiting for that image of Nefertiti that you have said she looks mahogany skin and thick-lipped.
yeah, I'm gonna get it. Let me see here.
Okay.
Oh man.
All right. Well,
See, yeah, I'm trying to pull up these images, but I'm having a hard time.
Yeah, cool.
I'm
So
not
just give me a
like
second.
nothing is working on my internet.
If I could
So-
just let me just read a couple of super chats. I can't read absolutely all of them, but thank you everyone for donating. I'm trying to go through as much as possible and do more super chats than we usually do. 10 3 and $5 to say I gave you turds $15 and I don't get no shout out. Thanks, Andy, you turd. Your last super chats were not relevant to the conversation, and there's hundreds of them, so I'm so sorry. But there's your shout out, 10. Love you. Hope you're happy. And also, you made fun of my stutter in one of the super chats. I'm not going to stop their debate to read out an insult towards me, so I don't care. He said, "Today, Junior." I get it. I haven't heard that one before. Dissident Patriot, 1488. Why has thug or rap culture dominated black culture? Martin Luther King was a very respectable Christian conservative man. How did Tupac and such become the aesthetic of black culture? Was that an uncomfortable question?
Tupac?
Yeah, no, he's saying Martin Luther King was a respectable Christian and conservative man. How did Tupac or those like types of role models become the aesthetic for black culture? His question is, why is thug or rap culture dominated black culture?
Well, I think Tupac has more to do with this younger generation. Martin Luther King, the older generation, identify with him more. So it's like the younger generation were not living during the time of Martin Luther King, so they have a hard time, identifying that. But you have some respectable, black youth that look up to Martin Luther King and and wish to follow in the footsteps of Martin Luther King. Okay, but the young, okay, so I say the young black people that's in the hood today, okay, they identify more with Tupac, okay, because Tupac was just like them. So I guess they look up to him more because they can see themselves more and they identify with him more because in Tupac, I listened to his music and he had a lot of he spoke a lot of truth, I mean, but I don't agree with him being a thug, but I mean, but you have some people who are thugs, but they got good, they got a good heart as well. I know some. Okay, I mean, but it's not just about being a thug. It's about your spirit. What kind of spirit you have. You either you're a good person, or you're low down dirty person, or you're not. I mean, or or you're a good person, or you're a bad person. It has nothing to do with being a thug. Because I know some thugs that are cool. They cool with me. They treat me good. They treat me like their brother. And I know some thugs that are low down and dirty. And okay, and they nasty. Okay, and I don't get along with some of them. Okay, so it's not about being a thug. It's about the spirit of the person. So, I mean, I would say that the younger generation today, they identify more with Tupac. Now, if Martin Luther King was alive today, okay, and he was reaching out to the young people, okay, then maybe they will identify with him more. But unfortunately, he passed away. He's not with us anymore. So, but Tupac was there, to reach out to the young people, and and because of that, they look more up to Tupac.
Cool. Oh, and Brian, Polito, $20. The U.S. bought Liberia for blacks who want to separate. Is that true? Does anyone know about that? JF?
Sorry, can you repeat? I was reading another super chat.
Oh, Brian Polito, $20. The U.S. bought Liberia for blacks who wanted to separate.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Jessica Estes, $20. Does this fool know that geneticists recently found out that modern Egyptians have Middle Eastern ancestry? Nubians didn't integrate until after the height of their power. Genes don't magically change in a short time frame. Someone's trying to call you out there, Jessica Estes. What do you say about that? Hey. Oh, hello? Yeah. Sorry. Someone just said that geneticists recently found out that modern Egyptians have Middle Eastern ancestry. Nubians didn't integrate until after the height of their power. Genes don't magically change in a short time frame.
Okay, now, did this fool actually took the time out to read Egyptian history? Okay, now the reason why they have Middle Eastern DNA is because the Arab conquest took place in 640 AD. Okay, that's where most of the Middle Eastern DNA comes from in modern Egyptians.
Yeah. All right, and any other good ones for now? And then let me see. Well, D1 Bucks threw $5 to say props to Radio for coming into what I'm sure felt like a hostile environment. More balls than most. Yeah, man. Respects. Appreciate it.
Jessica Estes also sends a second super chat, $5 US. Why can't you celebrate the Bali dynasty? They were amazingly well off back then. Stop appropriating others' cultures.
What was the question again?
He's accusing you of appropriating other cultures by refusing to celebrate the Bali dynasty. The Bali.
Break the Bali dynasty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is Break the Bali dynasty?
The Bali, 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 Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about this dynasty?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, she was sending a specific super chat about this, so we can skip that.
Yeah.
And yeah, all right. And yeah, I think we're headed toward reading the super chats.
Yeah.
Hello?
Do you guys? Yeah. So, Weebo, is there anything else, any other contentions that you have with radio before we do our final thoughts and move on to our post show? And then we'll ask Radio if he has any questions to you, and then we can move on to final thoughts. Jeff, what do you think?
Yeah, let's do that.
It's been a great stream so far, but we will go ahead.
I still kind of want to see that image that he says is Nefertiti's true image, because if it's the image that I'm thinking of, it'd make for a very interesting revelation. Do you mind if I pull one up that I might think that he's referencing? Because I have one in mind.
Oh, and people are asking why is there a couple uploads on my channel now? I just unprivated a few older videos just because the strike is gone. But yeah.
Is this the image you're talking about? Radio?
Actually, that's not Nefertiti. That's Queen Nefertari, the
Okay,
wife of
good.
Ramesses.
Good. That's what I hoped you would say. Because someone has actually made that argument to me. You know, I was wondering.
Is it this one?
Is it that one? Radio.
Let's see. I can't see it.
Look at the at our
Hey, can you
group chat.
present the screen?
I'm presenting Jean Français.
Is it this one? Very black skin Nefertiti's?
You see that one right there?
I still can't see it.
Open up our chat, our group chat.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That's
That's not Nefertiti. That's almost Nefertari of the 18th dynasty, the wife of Almost the first. Yeah, that's not Nefertiti. Let me see here.
I have a few other
Okay.
images.
Guys, look for those.
I think I posted up an image. Let's see if
Okay.
Oh, okay. We have the link on the chat.
There it
Let's
is.
try to see.
Yeah, let me try and open that. There we go. Okay. Jeff, do you want to present that? And I'll present your screen. There we go.
So yeah, that would be that's the image we've been talking about for the whole stream.
Okay.
Yes, now that is Nefertiti. Okay, and she's standing. Okay, she's standing right behind her husband, which is Pharaoh Akhenaten. Okay, and we can see on that image that she has full lips, and she has a different, more African-like nose.
Okay, so
Okay.
are you saying that facial features are 100% definitive determinants of what one's race is? In all, oh shit! Sorry.
There it is.
Yeah, the
That's what,
timer.
So Weebo, you're telling-
What I'm saying is to insinuate that we can definitively determine based on a carving from a wall a person's race based on their nose and their lip shape. It's a little bit, I don't know, race.
Yeah, I think because Weebo, are you trying to say like basically there are women of different races who have full lips?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
yeah.
I could think of don't Jewish women have like a tendency to have a really big nose as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. And then you can't just again group people together based on, what you think is the general. It's not going to completely be the same in all aspects.
Mm-hmm.
But you said that she had mahogany skin color as well.
Yes.
You also said that in the comments section.
Yes, there is an image like that, but I'm having it to you. Yes, on just about every images. Okay, they have scattered images of Nefertiti looking like this on every image. Okay.
This is a colorless image of a woman.
The image of a woman with full lips. Okay, I mean she looks damn near no different from Akhenaten. Okay, she has the same features as Akhenaten. Okay, which is full lips. Okay, mahogany skin color. Okay, and in a more broader nose.
Hang on, are we looking at the same image? Because I am getting two completely different skin colors for both of these people.
Okay, first of all, the image of Nefertiti has no color at all.
Yes.
Okay.
So
it has no color at all.
Okay. So you admit that you were full of shit when you said that she had mahogany skin color in my comments. I can bring up the image of the comment where you specifically.
No, that is not the image. That is not the image I'm talking about. Okay, I'm just showing you the image. I'm just showing you the image of showing her facial features. Okay, that has nothing to do with the image that I was talking about with mahogany skin color.
You said,
like I said,
and
I'm
I
having a hard.
quote, hang on. The most original and accurate image of Nefertiti's is from her tomb wall reliefs that show here as a mahogany skin color and thick lips. So are we talking about more than one image or multiple images? We are talking about multiple images?
Well, he is. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to find that image. Okay. Because that is not the only image of her. Okay?
No, of course not.
There are plenty images of her. Okay, and I'm telling you that there are some that shows her skin color.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's apparent that that you never took the time to you never took the time out to research it.
I did.
I mean, so you
pretty
much getting engaged into an argument that you know absolutely nothing about.
I know absolutely nothing about it. Okay. Do you want to?
Yeah, because who was the first pharaoh of Egypt, you didn't know. Okay, and that's why
I'm not talking about the first pharaoh of Egypt.
Ignorance that you do because you do not know.
I was talking about Nefertiti in the 18th dynasty. I was not talking about the first pharaoh of Egypt. I could give a fuck. I was talking about Nefertiti. My entire video centered around Nefertiti. And then I digressed into the diversity of Africa as it is today and in ancient history. I never said, oh, the first pharaoh of Egypt is
about Nefertiti, okay? It's about Egypt. It's about Africa.
My video, the one that you took
bigger than Nefertiti.
The one where you called me a cave beast mutant dog. Oh. That's what we were talking about. This is where this whole thing started. I don't give a fuck.
If you stop acting like one, I wouldn't have to call you one.
Why'd you call her a cave beast dog?
If I were to stop acting like one, exactly what does it?
You said a lot of derogative. You said a lot of derogative things on that video about black people.
Like what? What did I say? You did make a claim that I was racist.
Weebo, did you say the N-word?
No, I didn't.
No,
I did not say the N-word on my video.
Just making sure.
What did I say? That was.
I'm sure you wanted to.
Racist. What did I say?
You sure she wanted to? Like you
know exactly what goes on in my head when I'm making a video.
On the tip
you can go back and look at the video yourself and see what you said.
I have the script.
I don't have to repeat it to you.
I have the exact script. Would you like to read it, Andy? Because I can give it to you.
No, I believe you. Okay. What did you find offensive in her thing? I'm in her video that made it sound like she was about to say the N-word or wanted to.
I mean,
like, what was something that you were like, yo, this bitch is tripping right now?
Well, first of all, if she had said the N-word, her video probably would have been taken down. So,
I have the.
I'm sure if we were somewhere all alone where nobody else was around, I believe she'll say it.
I have this.
Or you think if you were like in a room with her alone, she'd say it, but just not online?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, Weebo, are you thinking of saying the N-word?
No, I'm thinking of calling this motherfucker a delusional nitwit.
You speak for yourself.
You're the one who has assurances in your own head that I would say something. You don't know me. You've never met me. You've never interacted with me except for in the comment section of my video, in emails, and within that single video. Unless you've watched other videos, in which case, there you go. Good for you. But you don't know me. You don't know anything about me. Mm-hmm. So how can you definitively say that I was so eager to say the N-word while I was filming my video or editing my video or scripting my video? Not once.
So you mean to tell me that the person you are on your videos is not you?
The person I am in my videos is me.
So I mean,
what about me?
Okay.
In my video makes you think that
I'm watching your video and that's you, and you saying I don't know you. I mean, and that means you're putting on the front. That means you're a fake.
No, what I'm saying is you don't know me or what goes on in my head except for what you see in my videos. And what I said in my videos is exactly what I act like in real life. Did I say the N-word in that
much about you. I mean, I know you're racist.
Okay, prove it.
Because only a racist say we was kings and all that nonsense. Okay.
Okay. How does that?
I mean, in saying that the ancient Egyptians were not black and not African. I mean,
no, I didn't say they were not African. I said they were of mixed national origin because it's true. They were invaded. Or didn't you bring that up earlier? They invaded, right?
You can't prove that.
I can't prove that they were invaded?
The only let me make it clear to you. I mean, because you are not talking about historical reality here. Okay,
I'm not
you're talking about
historical reality.
Okay, wait a minute. Are we talking about the Egypt in Africa? Are we talking about the Egypt in Africa, or
Yeah, we
are
are.
we talking about Egypt in Sweden or somewhere?
No, we're talking about the Egypt in Africa, and my entire statement revolved around the fact that Egypt was diverse on the simple basis of the virtue of the fact that they had been interacting interculturally around the Mediterranean region with other people.
That's the fake Egypt you're talking about. Okay, that's not the real Egypt.
That's not the real Egypt?
That's not the real Egypt. No, that's a fairy tale Egypt.
What are we talking about? Which Egypt?
Okay, when we deal with the real Egypt, the first invasion of Egypt was from the south. Okay, was the founding dynasty. Okay,
current day Egypt is not real Egypt.
The Egypt you're talking about is not real Egypt.
Which Egypt am I talking about?
He's saying that the facts you're bringing is a story tale. That's what he's saying. He's not contesting the geographical position.
Okay.
There's no such thing as a multiracial Egypt was African. It was black African. Okay. The founders of Egypt came from the south of Egypt. They came from the southern Nile Valley. Okay.
I'm not talking about the very first
that gave rise to Egypt. Then after that came the Hyksos. The Hyksos were from the Middle East. Okay, that was the second historical invasion.
I think we're talking past each other here because I never actually mentioned the very first Egyptians. I said ancient Egyptians, which is a very expansive amount of history. If you don't know, about 3,000 to
which you know none of.
Which I know none of.
Okay, which you know none of. Okay, because you're not talking about the real Egypt. Okay, you're
talking about the real Egypt.
Diverse Egypt that never existed.
Never existed.
It never existed.
Okay.
Okay. When we deal with Egypt from the first dynasty, okay, to the what should I say? From the first dynasty, okay, to the from dynasty 1
I don't
to the Syrian invasion.
About the first dynasty. I was talking about the 18th dynasty, and we were talking about ancient Egypt, which expands, as I said, a great number of years.
18th dynasty was not a multiracial dynasty. Okay,
are you?
It was an Egyptian dynasty. It was an African Egyptian dynasty.
Okay.
So I don't know what you're talking about with this multiracial nonsense.
The history of Egypt spans a great many thousand years. Raidio1. So are you discounting a certain point in time after the fact, or what? Because my concept of ancient Egypt spans maybe 1,000 to 2,000 to 3,000 years ago. I can't put an exact date on it, but I would say that 18th dynasty, 25th dynasty, and even the 31st dynasty is pretty ancient.
But all you say is based on theories, okay?
It's based on theories, but we're talking about historical sources, right?
Okay, I'm going to distinguish fact from theory.
And
now we know that the 18th dynasty originated in Thebes, okay? In the city which is known as Waset, okay? Waset was the city of Thebes, okay? They were a native Egyptian dynasty from Thebes. Okay? Their ancestors did not come from the Middle East.
Okay,
they did not come from the Mediterranean. Okay, that's what you have to understand. Okay, they were a native African Egyptian dynasty. Okay, and so far as them having some Middle Eastern bloodline, they never mention it. Okay, so when you mention it, it's based on theory. It's not a fact. It's just a guess.
Okay. So all of those invasion events and migration events and trading throughout the Mediterranean region, that's just a theory. So they were never invaded then? Because
if it's not documented, it's just a theory.
Okay. Invasion events, just a theory. So then the Hyksos never invaded, the Persians never invaded, because they're just theories, right?
No, that's documented.
That is documented. Okay.
Documented. Okay, but you're missing the point here. Okay. The Hyksos invasion and the Persians and all that.
Okay.
Yes, they invaded Egypt, but guess what? They were not Egyptians. That's what
I'm aware.
Understanding.
But do you know what
they did not have Egyptian descendants.
Okay.
Okay.
So hang on.
Making no sense.
When a Hyksos invades Egypt, right, and they tend to settle down in that area, maybe, I don't know, find a baby mama in Egypt who happens to be native Egyptian, then they have a kid together. That kid is not Egyptian then?
Well, first of all,
Are you saying that they didn't intermingle with the races? Because that sounds like what it is that you're saying.
Well, we really can't tell. So I mean,
So,
but what we do know is that the Hyksos dynasties, when they came into Egypt, okay, they were all succeeded by when the Hyksos kings ruled Egypt, okay, all their successors were Hyksos or Asiatics just like them. Okay, there was never so that right there clearly shows you that the Hyksos rulers and the Hyksos people that were in Egypt, pretty much did not mix with the Egyptians. They kept their dynasty within their own bloodline. Okay. And that's another point. That's another point that you fail to miss. When we deal with ancient Egyptian royalty and bloodline, I mean the kingship, they kept it within the family.
I'm aware of that.
They kept it within the family.
But we're not talking about Egyptian pharaohs when I'm talking about that diversity of Egypt, unless you're saying that the only Egyptians that counted were the royalties. That's a little bit, I don't know, classist of you, isn't it?
Well, hold on.
When I was talking about that diversity of Egypt, I was not exclusively referring to the royalty of Egypt. No, I was talking about the common men, the people, okay? You've conflated both of my points into one gigantic ass point, which is unfair to me because now we've just wasted a whole bunch of time talking past each other.
When we deal with the common people, they were the same people as the royalty. That's what you have to understand, okay?
No, they weren't.
The ancient Egyptians, so you're trying to tell me that from what we see on the tomb for a group of say like the image from tomb of Rekmire or tomb of Sennacherib, you have these Egyptians. I'm gonna tell you how they clearly look. They are depicted as a dark reddish brown color. And they have this some of them have braids in their hair and all that, but they have and you look at King Tut and all the rest of them, they look the same.
We're talking about King Tut versus the royalty?
Yes,
or we're talking about the common man versus the royalty?
Yes, the common man versus the royalty. Okay,
that's actually
but that's to make an argument short. Let's just make this clear. There was never a pharaoh sitting on the throne that looked like Osama bin Laden. Or that looked like some Arab from the Middle East. That's what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that the ancient Egyptians were the Middle Eastern looking people, but they were not. You're full of you know what when you say that. So just be real about it. And just say that they were brown skinned African people instead of saying that they were these Arab looking people.
Hey, Andy, can you like
present you?
Yeah, present me. Those are lamenting women from the 18th dynasty, the normies, essentially, the people who aren't royalty. That's from the cave, the tomb wall of Ramos. And you want to tell me that they look dark reddish color?
Those are the women. Now we know from ancient Egyptian history that the pharaohs took a lot of women from Asia and brought them in as concubines.
Okay. Hang on. I got something even better for you.
So while Weebo searches for our image, I will read a super chat. Dania Sia, $20 US, says, there is a parallel story to the alt-right joining up with Kangz. When Egypt was taken over by the Hyksos, they fled to live with the Nubians, built an army, then returned and expelled the Hyksos.
All right, Andy?
And then after, I'll read that really big super chat from Garm, but for now, let's Weebo, tell us what we're seeing. I'm still presenting you, by the way.
You are still seeing the 18th dynasty funeral procession tomb of Ramos TT55 of the vizier of Emotep III. Now you will see that these are lamenting women who are essentially wailers, the mourners. And then we have a whole bunch of other members of the normie population, essentially. More normie population, because I don't think the royalty would actually hold up. I think that's a sarcophagus, religious symbols and such. We have more normies over here. So you cannot tell me that they were all the same exact color based off of this graphic here from the tomb of Ramos. Can you?
Well, I'm not saying that they were all the same color. I'm saying the majority of them were of one typical color. Okay.
I'm looking at it right here, and it doesn't.
Let's make a distinction here. Okay. Okay. When we deal with the Asiatics, okay, we know that most of them are somewhat light brown. Okay, and some of them are white, some of them are dark brown, but most of them are light brown. Okay, and when you deal with the ancient Egyptians, okay, most of them were dark reddish brown. Some were light skinned, some were okay. And when you deal with the Nubians, they show the Nubians. Most Nubians were jet black, and some were brown skin. Okay, but they didn't get.
They were diverse in their presentation of skin tone. So can you definitively, distinctly tell me exactly which person is from where based on their skin tone? Exactly where they're from? Can you tell me exactly where someone is from based on their skin tone? Exactly what country and exactly what, section of the world they're from? Not today, maybe back then.
Well, if you were white Caucasian, okay, if you was not albino, okay, then more likely you came from the northern regions of Russia and northern Europe and all that area, because that was a land where where the sun didn't shine at, okay. And if you were black and melanated brown, you came from the southern interior regions, okay, where close to the equator, okay. But so we have, okay, so to make the distinction here, okay, I'm telling you that the ancient Egyptians, okay, you say that they were not jet black Nubians, okay, they were not Middle Eastern looking, okay, and they were not white European looking, okay. And when you take all that away, what, okay, when you take all that away, what do you get? Okay,
tan, that's what you get.
No, you get the people of Ethiopia, the Horn of Africa, okay, but the African Americans, okay, people that's in the middle of the blackest of black Nubians in the tan or light brown Middle Eastern type, okay. See, but you guys want to play these tricks and make this type of illusion, okay, that the ancient Egyptians were these Middle Eastern looking people and these white Aryan looking people. And truth is, they were not. Okay.
I never made that argument. I made the argument that Egypt was diverse.
Yes, you did. I heard you on your video. You said they were Middle Eastern looking.
No. I said they were a mix of various different backgrounds from around the Mediterranean. And you know what? When you mix races, sometimes you get weird shit. You know that, right? And so
this argument is ridiculous. I mean, it's so simple. Okay. It is so simple. I mean, the facts are there.
Yeah.
Okay. The facts are there. Because you people just can't.
Someone in the Warski video raises an interesting hypothesis concerning the picture we've just seen. He says those were just Asian O's. Could we agree on that, or is that like a middle of the way agreement that we could reach?
They're just Asian what?
Asian hoes.
Asian hoes. Well, that's.
I know a few of those.
I mean, whatever floats your goat, man.
You know what I mean? Radio, Asian hoes. What do you think about them?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there is evidence that of Asian women coming. So it's really hard to say if they were light-skinned Egyptians or if they were Asiatics living in Egypt. So, I mean, that's a really hard argument. But the point is, the ancient Egyptians clearly depicted themselves as looking one way. Okay, that's the fact. I mean, that's the point that I'm making. Okay, I mean, Okay, but
Yeah, I just
yeah. So
real
back to
fastly.
these younger women. I mean,
Just real fast, hold your
huh?
thought. I just hold your thought for 1 sec. Want to just give a nice big shout out to Garm93 who threw 50 euros to say, Andy Warski, I promise I wouldn't chill with my donations, but here it goes. Off topic. Please consider having a chat with a Babylonian Hebrew at Babylonian Heb on Twitter, which I am in contact with him right now. He was banned off of Twitter, but he has a new one, so I'm in contact with him. He seems to hold some pretty unorthodox views about Jews in general, considering he is one. I think pitting him against with someone outspoken critic like Eric Stryker would make for an interesting stream. And Garmin threw another 50 euros to add on to that. So 100 in total. Jesus Christ. Thank you so much. I am in talks with a Babylonian Heb right now. And thanks to Juan Carlos for the $1 there. Rock $5. Are you Jewish at Weebo?
No, I'm not.
No, right. And any other good questions here? Beach for $10 says, Radio, given that the ancient world practiced marriages allies as a form of diplomacy, would that not mean that royal and noble families would have plenty of non-Egyptian blood in their royals?
Well, there's no evidence for that.
No evidence.
I mean, there's no evidence of any Egyptian royal members saying that that they descend from a Hittite king or from a king of Matani. Okay, that's all theory. Okay, there's no evidence for that.
None at all.
So
no evidence, eh?
Have you ever looked into it?
Yes, I did.
You did? Okay, just making sure.
Which site did you use?
Oh no, not a site, but books. Okay, I don't do my.
Yeah, it's like me, man. No, I hear you.
Right, and yeah, I think it would be a good time to head for concluding statements.
Yeah, and before we do that, everyone, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. We're very happy to be back on the main channel. Again, we have JF's channel as a backup in any case, and internetbloodsports.net. We'll have links and anything relating to what we do here and our network. If we don't show up for a while, it might be a problem. You can go over there or check our Twitters to see what updates that we have. Remember to hit like. Thank you for everyone. And we have Weebo Jones's channel as well as Radio's channel down there in the links below. Go subscribe to them. Always good to subscribe to people, even if you don't agree with them. They have lots of viewpoints. And I have to say, for Radio and Weebo, awesome discussion tonight.
Thank you.
I got a kick out of it. It was interesting. Some parts were funny. And it was heated at times. It was great for Internet Blood Sports. Everyone in the chat enjoyed it. And I hope to have both of you on in the future. And we'll stay in touch with Radio and you, Weebo, good times and for anything that we want to discuss in the future. So with that being said, let's start off with you, Weebo.
Okay, so few claims have been made here. One that I'm a white supremacist, one that I'm racist, based on the simple fact that actually he hasn't given any. But my video, and I stand by this, that we don't know anything about Nefertiti with regards to her origin, so it is entirely possible that she could have been a little bit lighter skinned. I'm not saying white, I'm not saying Asiatic, I am saying lighter in skin tone. Second point, Egypt is diverse. Whether or not you want to discount that diversity based on invasion periods that may have taken place thousands of years ago, be my guest. But the simple fact remains that they are diverse. Third thing that I want to point out, no, I'm not a liberalist, guys. Come on. What the fuck? That's lame. Anyway.
What do you think about the liberalists?
Honestly, it's like slapping another label on something. It's not going to fix anything. I don't want a leader. I don't want, and not that Sargon would be the leader, not that I would join the movement if we didn't have a leader. It's just, I don't identify.
She said we. You will notice, guys, that she said we.
Ooh.
Just like Destiny said we when he was talking about the Jewish people, by the way.
Yeah, we were sorry for interrupting.
Well, no, see, I don't actually give myself a political alliance simply on the fact that my ideas should speak for themselves, not the political branch that I align myself with. And if I do align myself with a political branch, then I'm setting myself up for essentially what is failure in respect to how people perceive me. So judge people based on the merits of their own arguments and ideas and not based on what they call themselves, is what I'm saying. Last thing, I would still like you to actually prove how exactly I am a racist, Raidio1, but we can do that at a later time. That's fine. And that's my closing statement. Stand by what I said.
Actually, Radio, a good talk in the future would be if you took a bunch of statements that we will have said that makes her look racist, and we can go over point by point. We could put on a scale of 1 to 10 how racist is she? Is she, Mother Teresa not accepting everyone, or Hitler on steroids? I mean, we'll figure that out, right? Radio, do you want to give your final concluding statements?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
I just want to make sure.
Bo, did you have fun on the show? Did you have a good time?
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. My point is, okay, regardless of what your theory is about ancient Egypt, okay, I mean, because you can say that they were Caucasian, Middle Eastern, or whatever all you want, okay, because we all know it's BS, and we know it's a lie and it's based on theories, but okay, but whatever you say, I mean, whatever your opinion is, okay, just make sure if you make a documentary depicting them or making a movie depicting them, I mean, show them the way that they depicted themselves. I mean, even if you're going to use actors and put red, mahogany color paint on them or whatever,
mahogany face.
Just show them, just depict them the way that they looked, okay? Because some of y'all want to say, yes, I'm aware that the truth about ancient Egypt, and they look like this and look like that. But when you go produce a documentary or produce a movie, you put white people, okay? You put people that look the damn near the opposite of ancient Egyptians, okay? And so I'm saying whatever your theory is, just tell the truth about them. Show them the exact way they looked it, okay? I mean, we all I mean, people have their theories. Everybody have their theory, okay? But when it gets down to the nitty gritty, and you wanna portray the ancient Egyptians, okay? You don't show the truth, okay? You show people what you want to believe, okay? You show people, you show people your bias, okay? So I'm saying, regardless of whatever whatever opinion that you have about the ancient Egyptians, okay? And I know a lot of people are not educated on the history of Egypt, because it is a long history and you have to do a lot of reading and a lot of studying to know it, okay? But even without all that, okay, I mean, just to know how they look, all you have to do is go on a Google site and put up an ancient Egyptian tomb, and you will see exactly how they look, okay? I mean, it shouldn't be no argument about that. I mean, if you're gonna depict them the way that they depicted themselves, okay, and not different, and not something that's based on your own biases and your own prejudice.
All right, those were the concluding statements.
This was a fascinating discussion. It was so much more informative than what I thought. It changed my view of ancient Egypt, really.
Yeah, yo, honestly, that was a lot of fun. People in the chat were loving both of you, Weebo and Radio. You have made everyone think about a lot of things, and maybe in the future we could iron out some more things and talk about other things. But yeah, thank you for being on the show, both of you.
Okay, thank you for having us.
All right, we'll see you soon, and everyone go subscribe to their channels. Links are down there below. Okay, thanks, guys.
All right.
Bye. Peace out. See you later. All right, let's just there we go. All right. Damn.
I never expected that.
You
guys knew their stuff.
Yeah, both of them were fucking on fire. Like they were both doing really well there. I was enjoying it. There's a lot of moments where I couldn't stop laughing. Yeah. Like I just hold in a laugh. And sometimes I was actually surprised where I was like, damn, okay, this is getting good.
I mean, Radio1 did convince me, not that the pharaohs were black, really black, but they were probably somewhat like a white Canadian who went to the bronzage salon for too long and got his skin too exposed to light.
Definitely. And also a thing I'm sure you noticed what I was doing. I was speaking with some people, and one suggestion I got was you should pound through more super chats during your actual show.
Yeah.
And I have been doing it. Obviously, there was a lot of ones where I couldn't. It was just, not really related to what we were talking about. So I was reading more of them, the funny ones that had questions. No one got overly offended. So I'm gonna keep it like. Was that okay? Was that style all right? What I was pulling there?
It was really good. It's very interesting when we can do it. We can't always. And if you're straight out insulting the guest with no point, it's very hard to interrupt the debate to bring an insult that has really no.
Yeah. Hang on. Sorry. By the way, Garm says that you're a faggot. Go ahead. Like, you can't really bust that out, you can't just interrupt. Hang on, guys, wait. This guy's saying you're a fag. Anyway, go say what the thing is.
This is exactly what's been memed about you. Guys, stop. I have some super chats to read.
Yeah. I was trying to slow those down and not do it as much, but people were criticizing, or not criticizing, just giving opinions, going, hey man, like if you have time and you feel like a lull, pound through a few of your super chats the way you used to, just to add more audience interaction. And of course, what we're trying to do here is make the show the best possible show. By the way, for you to know, my computer's coming in tomorrow, and I got a new camera, an actual TV ready camera, the one that Joe Rogan uses.
Whoa.
For his show. So no more webcam here. It's going to be an actual camera. We bought it like a week and a half ago. That'll be here soon. And now that we have the only show that we have left for now is on Tuesday, you versus Jay Dyer, which is going to be a fucking dirty bloodbath.
Yeah, and on Friday we have someone who has made statistical analysis and concludes that the Jewish people are not they don't have a higher in-group preference compared to white people. I can't wait to see what he has to say.
Perfect. And also, I want to get that Heeb guy on.
Yeah.
But, he actually wants to battle, in particular, Mike Enoch. I see Halsey is going on Twitter shitting on everyone. Halsey he was calling Eric Stryker a piece of shit just like 5 minutes ago on Twitter, like, you piece of garbage. So Halsey, he's in for the next one too.
Wow.
And I'm so relieved that we have the channel back. But it wasn't even bad on your channel as a backup. It all worked out for the best.
Yeah, and it confirms what we've been saying a lot, that there is a way to reason with YouTube. I know it's hard. I know it's sad that some people, they get kicked out and they get striked with no recourse. But there is a way to do reasonable stuff that is still at the edge of the Overton window or even past it.
Yeah. And I have been during this this stream, I was unprivating a lot of the older videos, and I unprivated some ones that were like, just for collaboration. So I know a few things popped up. It was random, but everything's good with the channel. So relief, and I'm glad we're back and had a fucking fantastic show. That was great.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, let's get on these super chats. I read a lot of them, so not as many to read as the usual. Let me make sure I got these open. Hide the link here. Share screen. There we go. All right. The next 6 minutes, $2. Cave Mutant Dog was my favorite weebs. Oh wait, you know what? Let me feature. I'm just gonna feature my. Don't want those last letters in there. Queen of Bads, $2. Get Jim on now. Platypod Girl, $2. We was fucking Kangz and shit. Benjamin Beltran, $20. Press. I read that one. Thank you. Unbecoming Trout, $5. Get Jim in here, my man. Also Kick V. I read this one. Thank you from to Scott. Sir Wolfgang, $2. Weebo Jones in the house. Fuck yeah. Colin Stevens, $2. Apparently Kangz didn't invent Hangouts because he was having troubles on the Hangouts there. The Drunken Dwarf, $5. Wasn't it proved that the Cheddar Man thing was bullshit by one of the head geneticists at the university there in England? I'll play radio for a second. That was just a theory. Gun Runner, $5. How much would didn't do if it didn't do nothing? Hanky Panky, €2. Thanks Andy for bringing Weebo. She's cute. Read this from Salt with Toa for that Ryan Dawson's YouTube channel has been terminated. It's terrible. Frog 3, $5. If Egyptians were so advanced, why can't their descendants figure out a fucking microphone? Ben the Writer, $2. Can I get a yes stink from Andy? I miss it. Yeah, I haven't said yes stink in a while. Queen of Bands, $2. Bloodpalooza all over again. Bloodpalooza was yesterday. And it ended up.
You were in the title, so I thought you were in there.
I was for a bit, but then I ended up leaving. It was a 7-hour stream.
Yeah, Mr. Mitaker was talking so much. I was like, oh, maybe Andy is just standing back. So I sent you a DM saying, hey, I can get on if you want. But...
Yeah, no, I had to leave. I was there from 12 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So
wow.
By that time, then I went out to the bar. So I was, yeah. Who did you want to talk to?
Gentrifying yourself, Andy.
Huh?
You've become gentrified. You're like the Bronx. You don't hang out on the blood sports anymore after 7 a.m. You go to bars.
Yeah. Yo, who did you want to talk to on the Kumite?
I mean, pretty much anyone. You guys can plan something for me, and I'll be up for it.
Yeah. Yo, next time I'm on, Tonka said you're invited whenever you want, man. So
yeah.
In the public space. Okay. Where are we? Vic Sage, $5. I thought we kicked people with communist microphones. He ended up fixing it near the end when he turned off his camera. Crypto and Thoughts, $5. Okay, well this, hurry up. Eric Hoda, $5. Sorry, $10. I believe I read this, right? No. Kangz say that. Okay, you know what? Read this because I didn't read it because I knew I would fuck it up.
So Aroko, that $10 US. Kangz say that the Greeks called Aegyptus Ethiopia, even though Ethiopia was referencing to the people of the Upper Nile and the populations on the southern coast of the Red Sea. GSM Cortina, £1. Thank you for the donation. The Shadow in the Mask, $2 Canadian. You put the lime in the coconut, mix it all up. Big Boy, $2.99.
It's a song, by the way.
I don't know about it.
You put the lime in the coconut and mix it all up.
Big Boy, $2.99 Australian. Why, you white devils sabotaging radio? Rise up, my king. Arakoda, $2 US. Darius, the first Sky Father, shits on Kamen Ra. Malcolm from the North, $5 Canadian. This man just did a that's right prayer unironically. No one will ever be as woke as him. I'm fucking done. My sides are in orbit.
Yeah, no, it's what he thanked. Like, I'm like, how do you want to start this? He goes, first, just I want to praise my African Lord. And I'm like, yep, all right, praise the African Lord. Go ahead.
Tom Jacobs, $7.99 Australian. Thanks for the donation. Tom Jacobs again, $2.99. Can you interview Blair Cottrell from Australia? I do not know that person.
I'll read a little bit. Vinny S, $5. Okay. Tom Jacobs, $3. Can you interview? Yep. We read that one again, but we'll have to figure out who that is. Gordzilla, 37, $5. Press 1. Okay. Credible Stoner, $5. I bet by the end of this, JF is gonna almost cry from laughing so hard. Lucy, $2. Do you know the way though? Zach Longby, $2. Raidio1 talks slower than Andy. No offense, Andy. None taken. $20. Read this one. Thank you very much. I'm a coming trout. $5. Press 1 in the chat if you are a true king. Third guy, $2. You laugh, you lose. Final round. Madarus Kamlan, £2. R.I.P. Dr. John Anthony West. Debunked Monk, $10. Once again, a white woman turns out to be a kryptonite to a black man. John Vance, $5. Talk about Yaqub, he's the real culprit. Dakota, $5. Boers are white North Africans who he's referring to. Greeks, the other white people, didn't meet the Egyptians until the 7th century BC. Glass half empty, $2. Logic and shit, clap back. Third guy, $5. My face hurts. D Warbucks, $2. Andy, get your shit together, dog. That's when I was dying of laughter. Latika, $10. The day has come for this to be settled. Good luck, Weebo. S Kits, 409, $5. Andy, be professional. Nah, I try my best, guys. Ericoda, $5. The Kush in the 8th century BC did ethnic genocide to the native Egyptian population and remodeled statues. My Little Pony, 7, $5. Adam slides microphone in front of face to hide laughter. Warski. All right, puppy, $5. Aryan goddess slays jealous spear chucker. Gem Sam, $5. As if you can't know for yourself that the earth is spherical. Pinochet ball, $2. Unironically smacks lips between words. Mimer's head, $2. Andy, stop laughing, you'll scare away our lolcow. Josh Hill, $10. This guy needs to become a permanent member of the show. The Real Nightmare, $2. Trap or not, Weebo is Bay. Ericoda, $5. The first dynasty was 2,700 years before Greeks met the Egyptians. Joshua Bose, $2. Okay, so here's $2. Okay. Zach Longy, $2. All hail the first pharaoh, mayonnaise. Vinny S, $2. Our trap. Betty, 1987, 20 DKK. Herodotus lived from 484 to 425 BC. Ericoda, $2. Pharaoh Narmer in Men's. Kool-Aider, $5. Tell me more about this king men ass. R.I.P. Billy Harrington. Right, Millie, $5. If Google were Kangz in Egypt used slave laborers, didn't Google invent slavery? Hashtag WPWW. Himlira, $5. Jeff, can you please say an echo in Wakadia, we was Kangz?
In Wakanda, we was Kangz.
I'm just waiting for the echo to end. White male, $5. Ayo, hold up. So is you be saying that we was Sudans and shit? Shlomo Sheckelberg Goldberg or Shekel Goldberg, $5. Sargon's grandfather was Kangz. Attila Rabba, 2099. Hey, Radio1. I read this one. Thank you. Ashley, $1. Thank you for the donation. Stephen Blackman, $2. Okay, equals drink game equals we was dads and shit. Okay. Ericoda, $5. When the Greeks met the Egyptians in the 7th century BC, the Kush Nubians 25th dynasty was ruling Egypt or got done ruling Egypt. Read this one from Max, 15. Thank you for the £10. James Larrymore, $2. We both cute as fuck. I want her to have my mixed babies. Ericoda, $5. No, the Greeks met the Egyptians after or during the 25th dynasty. Harem SC, $10. Ancient Egyptians were more European than African. Groundbreaking DNA research on mummy reveal. I have a link for it. I read this one from John Wayne. Thank you. I read this one from Revenge of the Dreamer. Thank you. Matt Halsey, $10. I read this one. Thank you. Mohammed Daywood, $2. Hey, hi Andy. Egypt is Arab. Get your own history. Haha. I think I read this one from Jenny. Thank you. Nuke the Ice Caps. Read this one. Thank you. Buddy Killer, $2. I read this one. Thank you. P Dog Knight, $5. Did I read this one? Why are we talking about this? Not a single black American descends from Egyptians. Let's talk about sub-Saharan and West Africans, where we're from. Zach Longby, $2. For love God, end this. He's already dead. I read this one from Pop TV. Thank you. Res from Ray Edwards. A bald creation, $5. Don't laugh, Andy. Don't laugh, or you'll burn in Black Panther stuttering hell. Oh no. Solomon, 6 million wits, $5. The first Egyptians were Afro-stick. Is that how you say it? Afro-aesthetic, related to Semites, then mixed heavily.
Afro-Asiatic.
Afro-Asiatic, related.
Asiatic. Yeah.
Asiatic, related to Semites, then mixed heavily with Mediterranean whites. Vinny S, $5. The reason why this matters is to depict history accurately. Alec the Bunny, £5. If blacks are so good, how come people of the European descent landed on the moon? Totally not a troll. 10 PLN. Radio1, what's your opinion on the Holocaust? Brian Polito, $10. Andy, read my question from 1 minute ago in the regular chat, please. I wrote to him. I can't do that. If you write in the regular chat and I miss it, it's gone forever. But he did ask the question later on a super chat. Dakota, $5. I know that Bantus, you killed and replaced the majority of ethnicity of sub-Saharan Africa. Colossus, Lord of Virulence, $7. How would it create less racism? Do you really want to take responsibility for being the first recorded slavers if you want credit for the good? Zach, Long B, $2. Kronos, please get an OK counter montage. That would be funny. Vinny S, $10. I read this one. Thank you, Vinny S. Awan Castillo, thank you for the $10. Young Lung, $4.20, $10. If they recorded themselves speaking and listen to it, they would say okay less, because people in the debate were saying okay. Anthony Marcello, $10. Oh God, Andy, no matter what you say, he will reject what you say. He's a bigot. He is most likely racist himself. DUR bucks, $5.
We did discover this after.
Huh?
We did discover that he was indeed pretty racist.
He's down for the black ethno state, though, eh?
Yeah.
Do you want to read on from there? I was just trying to pound through this fast.
$5 US. Anyone else think we should just let blacks have Egypt? Like whatever they want to claim. Flying pyramids, the whole deal. It's all they have, lads. Hiram Wood, $10 US. New drinking game. Take a shot every time Red ends a sentence with okay. Godspeed, my friends. Nicholas Enu, $2 US. Dead Mummy Lives Matter. FJ Stulu, $10 US. Andy, can you set up an interview with a living mummy who can speak for himself? Euphoric Dong, $5 US. I can't withhold my autism, but I want to say that Weebo Jones is really smart and a cutie, 3.14. Zach Lumbee, $2 US. Radio1 himself is the argument for an ethno-state. Can you scroll?
Oh, yep, sorry. I was just reading a fucking really funny tweet, yo.
It's funny to see the tweet when the episode ends.
No. I just popped them up on my Twitter. Theron Meyer. Taking mad
this
shots.
This is going to be funny.
She took shots at Jordan Peterson.
Okay.
Saying, like, I've grown out of Jordan Peterson. Like, he exaggerates and makes progressives look bad. And he's making a boogeyman out of them. She's basically taking back everything she said good about Jordan Peterson.
It is so funny to see people who were enthralled by Jordan Peterson when years ago I was saying this guy is overrated.
Oh, I need to watch you battle him.
Come to Papa JF, Darren. Come cry on my shoulder.
Darren, you hear that? Papa JF, he wants you. And when he wants you, he gets you. So, not in a rapey way, but I mean in a loving.
Not in the rapey way.
He will take care of you. Oh, he'll take care of you, all right.
Black Lumbee, $2 US. Radio, okay, that I read. Fanio, 20 MX. European Lies Matter. Klaxon, BR, $5.99 Australian. This dude is whack. BJ Tingle, $5 US. What race origin was the slave population in ancient Egypt? There were probably many races enslaved at many periods of time. Lavender, possibly. $5 US. Ancients had no opinions. fact. Credible Stoner, $5 Canadian. Radio, you said you wanted to try and calm racism and you don't trust anything that comes from white people. You, sir, sound racist. The Drunken Dwarf, $10 US. Warski, for the next debate, you should have a topic debate on collectivism versus individualism. This would be an interesting debate topic to even watch. I think we had many of our debates have turned toward this subject, but we could make it a specific subject in the future. Mela Forta,
Yeah.
$2 US. Familiar with the work of Dr. Robert Schoch on Sphinx? No, I am not. Sleeping Giant, 77, $5 US. Herodotus, Diodorus, etc. are European. Why does it believe them? Brian Polito, $10
I read
US.
that one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Zach Lombit.
Here, I'll read a little bit from here
All right.
because I did read a bunch from this section, and I'll just skip the ones that I read. Stack Long Beat, $2. Weebo TFO. Mike D, $10. Andy, after seeing this debate, I believe a good debate topic would be: do Africans have a lower IQ than whites? Spartan 117 John, $10. Heard the SPLC was giving you problems. Hopes this helps. My agent, thank God for that guy, man. He hooked me up, helped me out, and removed that fucking bullshit false strike. So we are back. But thank you very much. Step by Step, $2. Rescue a Dodger. Base Black, $10. Negroes like these sure got low self-esteem. They really believe that dark skin equals black. A Google search destroys their argument. If you love Egypt so much, go move there. All right. Totally not a troll. 25 PLN. Weebo, would you like to take a walk through the white fields in Poland? Shiv Palpatoon, $2. Gib Polish American waifu. Niggers, $10. You got some Pornhub link there. Joshua Bose, $5. Trust incoherent carvings from barbaric times, but does not trust the demonstrable of factuality of DNA. I found that really entertaining. White male, $5. Ayo, hold up. Is you be saying that rednecks is apples? Katera Harrigan, what's going on? $20. Oh, I forgot. I was going to read this, but I forgot because it was a very intense spot. But Katera, we missed you. Hope you've been well, and thank you for donating. This guy makes bold claims about groups of people in such a harsh, aggressive tone, but as soon as she asks for clarifying questions, he backtracks so hard. If people like this making a lot of others look bad. Water Jabbers, $5. Radio, it sounds like you need to talk to more white people. Acer Sen, $2. I'm a bad whippo. Katera Harrigan, $5. He does not speak for me at all. Radio, I'm black, and I hope you hear me when I say you'll need to get your life together. Hi, Andy and JF. By the way, JF, how many people do you think are going to be tweeting about Andy platformed a black supremacist?
Zero. Between 0 and 0.
Okay, so maybe 0 then. Fair enough. No, all right, that makes sense. The Shadow in the Mask, $5. Ooh, ha ha ha. El Change of $5. Oh man, Andy, I believe the cute lady has taken my heart. Great stream, Andy. I am sending you some support. Mad love. Thank you. Helps me and JF keep going. Fuck you, Google. $5. That goes for people of all races, JF. Mitchell, 5027, $5. Press 1 if Wakanda isn't real. Sean R, $2. Finds we was Kangz 2. I love when he kept saying Kings. I'm like, Kangz. Remember? I'm just like, Kangz, hang on.
There's an original version of the meme with Kings.
Yeah, no, I know, but since it's been evolved to Kangz, I kept correcting him. Like, no. Caesar did nothing wrong. $10. Andy asked Radio if he is a racist. Sorry, I missed that. There's so many donations. So I tried my best to get through a lot of the really important ones. But I mean, he would probably say no. Benny, 1987, 20 DKK. India is the most racist country in the world. Zach C, $5. White dude from Alabama, now living in Colorado. It's less racist there than anywhere else I've been. Get some culture if you a Kang Fu. Water Jabbers, $5. Andy, I live in the South, and there aren't a lot of racists here, hidden or not. That's a stupid stereotype. I was saying if there were a bunch of racists there. Eddie, $5. JF, let me get in the debate this Kang. Weebo is being naive in this debate, too slow. We have a lot of debates in the future, and that was Weebo's show there. Colossus, Lord of Verlance, $3. Radio1, is there any group that cannot be racist? Hessoid, $2. Thank you. Colin Lorenzo, $5. Alt-right, need to take a note. This is just a slightly less verbose version of your racial generalization. Heuristics. Keep up the good work, Andy and JF. Philo Scout, $5. Thank you. Jenny Hopper, $2. Andy, are you related to Jake Johnson? No, Jake Johnson is Nick from New Girl. And last night, 2 people were like, "You look like Nick from New Girl." I'm like, "I know." At the bar all the time. Alex C, $10. I'm Mexican, so as a minority, I can't be racist, but I prefer to be around white people. LOL. I grew up poor, but wasn't raised in the culture where thugs can be used for any race are praised. Clausen, Lord of Verlance, $3. Would Radio1 be in favor of an ethno state? I did ask that. Max 15, £2. Mod me, Andy, please. Yeah, sorry, I was going to do that. You are a moderator. Max, you've been cool. You've proven yourself. Balls Monkey, $2. RIP Harambe. VG Der, $5. Andy, I don't stop learning even when my cross is burning. Warski. The Mario Clark, $2. Okay. BJ Tingle, $10. What about the? I read this one. Thank you very much. Mish Mash Mush, $10. This guy's an absolute genius. Okay, he's just trying to educate us on Egypt. Okay, it's Kings, not Kangz. Okay. P Dog Knight, $2. Andy, send me the link. I need to say it live. Missed that. Sorry. Step by step, $2. Hail Wakanda. White male, $5. Ask Radio. Yeah, I read this one and it was a great discussion about teaming up with white nationalists. Colossal Lord of Verlance, $7. Give him Florida. We will take the Northeast, no problem. Jurish Ashkani, $5. Egyptians weren't black or white. They were Middle Eastern. Ubermensch. Stop stealing our history, you a rootless people. John Smith, $1. Thank you very much. VJDR for $5. Weebo has only body we should be talking about here. Do you want to read on for a little bit?
Yep. So we are at Xenobis.
That's it.
Xenobis, $2 US. Hard Mouse has to be stopped. Joshua Bose, $5 US. Notice both races, Spencer and Radio, won their ethno states in Florida. That should tell you something. Florida. Okay, I'm okay. Non-partisan media, $5 Australian. We were kings, more like we were racist. If he wants an ethno state, he can go back to Africa. And stop trying to stop yourself from laughing. Edwin Griffiths, £5. Question to JF. If some kinds of replicators, due to their nature, are less likely to be handed, will these replicators be selected for analogously to evolution? This is a very advanced question of someone who understands my book. The answer is the only feature that could make a replicator not be tending to end is a replicator that would be the best information container in its environment. As long as you have an environment that can produce better information containers, it will eventually cause a phenotypic revolution, or could at least. Radioactive Man, 487, $5 US. It seems that Florida has become the Jerusalem for ethno-nationalist groups in America. Juan Castillo, $2 US. Thank you for the donation. And $1 US. Thank you again. Step by Step, $1.99. Jews rock. Yeah. Juan Castillo, $50 US. Thank you so much for the donation. Philo Scout, $1.99 US. Egyptians were cops. Numidians, however, were black. I think that's the current standard view. Tariq Nasheed, $5 US, not the real. How can Radio1 claim blacks build the pyramids when he can't even replace the battery on his smoke detector? Hashtag Sargon's dinosaur. Isyad, we read your super chat. Thank you so much. It was really nice to see Radio react to that super chat live. VGEDR, $2 Australian. First of all, Colin Lorenzo, $20 US. Ancient Egyptians from the time when they built the pyramids are genetically identical to coastal Mediterranean Arabs. Genetic sequences are consistent with those from the last 1,500 years. Earlier pharaohs were indeed Nubians.
I think we may have read that one.
Okay.
I
The
was
next
trying to
one?
read honestly, like as you guys can see the amount of super chats here. If you do donate like a 20 or a 50 or even a 10, it's just got more chance. Like if you donate $50, like you could like no matter what it is, I feel like I have to read it. We try our best to read all the fives and everything as well. So yeah, it's
Global
very hard to
Expulsion.
choose. It's very hard
Yeah.
to choose.
Global Expulsion, $5 US. Ask Radio what he thinks about what is going on in South Africa with the white groups. Call me Meta, $5 US. Weebo, are you single?
I
That you
did.
asked.
I did read that. Yeah.
Vinny, I think you read that one.
Yep.
Iwan Castillo, $2 US. Thank you for the donation. Rick Smith, $2 US. Black people are the most entertaining people. ASR Shen, $2 US. Ebo stole that pen from the bank. Tug, $2 Australian. If radio loves Egypt so much, why not move there? Oh, I have the hiccup. Buddy Killer,
no.
$5 US. Explanation of last super chat. Kang trying to sound smart reference to the Greek Ptolemy, but said Ptolemy with a T. Do you even low-key, brah? Okay, that was too advanced for me, but I get what that means. Foster, $1.99 US. Just wanted to send money since I never did before.
Thanks, Foster. Appreciate
So
it, man.
much.
I'll read on for a little bit.
All right.
Juan Castillo, who's been donating a lot today. Thank you so much, brother. Threw $11 in total here. Love ya. Shiv Palpatine, $10. What about the fall of the kingdom of Kush? I read that one. Thank you, Shiv. That started a very interesting conversation. 10, $5. That's right, shit. White male, $5. Google search George Rockwell and Malcolm X's alliance. They worked together to fight liberals and Jews, but both of them got assassinated. Clausen, Lord of Verlins, $14. Ask Radio. I read this one. Thank you very much. That was an interesting conversation. VG Deer, $5. Hold up. So you saying you got topographical evidence of maps? Call me Meta, $5. Can't get a first of all count. Heather J, $2. Does Radio consider himself a racist? 10, $5. Today, Junior. Apparently that was done for radio, not for me. See, I can't jump in the middle of a fucking debate and bust this out. It's funny. The chat fucking gets a kick out of it. If it's like dead and it's funny, I'll jump in with some stupid shit. You know me, I don't care. Colossus, Lord of Verlins, $3. Look at that bob and weave away from that question. P Dog Knight, $5. Egyptian history is irrelevant to African Americans. Our ancestors are from Western Africa. If you want to talk about Mali or Nuri, fine. Vinny S, $50. I read this one. Thank you so much, and good luck with Internet Bloodsport. Yeah, internetbloodsport.net. It's already up, and we're going to be rolling it out very, very soon. It's being updated right now. Eric Hoda, $5. Ask Radio what he thinks of the first Sky Father Dias Pather. By the way, the donations that I'm getting, that I have extra money for, I'm reinvesting into the website. I was thinking of Google, or of a Kickstarter, but I'm like, nah, I make enough donations that I can invest my own money. So, and make it better to grow. Eric Hoda, $5. Ask Radio what he thinks of the first Sky Father. All right, I read that one. VG Deer, $5. Weebo, do you run an armpit fetish channel or something? Yeah, I saw some arm there. It was making me hard and shit. Jersey, I'm just joking. Jersey Jones, $5. Raidio1 didn't explain why he personally hasn't gone back to Africa. Clausen, Lord of Verlins, $3. The reason is obvious. He hates Nubians. 10, $5. I read this one. Thank you. He was mad I didn't read his super chats, but again, I try my best. Dissident Patriot, 1488. Why is the thug? I read this one. Thank you very much. Michael Clark Taba, $5. The claim that Ramses II was European comes mainly from the fact that his paternal Y DNA haplogroup was R1b, which predominantly Western European. Vinny S, $5. The same way you distinguish a German from a French. DUR bucks, $5. Ask Weebo to rap. White male, $2. Radio help us white nationalists fight diversity. Brian Polito, $20. I read this one. Thank you very much. VGDR, $5. Ask Radio if he has proof of an African ever walking like an Egyptian. We need conclusive evidence. MRK Nurj. Oh god, I said it. $2. Adam Warski was Kangz and shit. Bashus Quintils, $2. Sub-Saharan Africans didn't build the Great Pyramids. Vigilador, $2. Andy, please wrap up the show with last of all. I'll try to remember that. Jessica Ustas, $20. Does this fool know how genetics recently found that the modern Egyptians have middle? I read this one. Thank you. TV, $2. Bring RC Maxwell next time. Thanks. Clausen, Lord of Verlins, $7. How does Radio1 feel about Africans being the original slavers? 10. $5. I wasn't talking about you, Andy. I was talking about this Kang, about the stuttering joke. Jessica Ustas, $5. Why can't you celebrate the ballad dynasty?
This one I read.
Yep, cool, awesome. D Warbucks, $5. Props to Radio for coming on. I read that one. Thank you very much. 1351, $5. No one tell him about Herodotus. Herodotus? LOL.
Herodotus?
Aircoda, $2. Liberia was an American colony. Vigilador, $2. Andy, Liberia is where liberalists live, you idiot. Fair enough. Kyler, $2. Radio is a fitting name because he's acting fucking retarded. Don't get it. Verlin, $7. Weebo, he will find that image and send it to you in 3,000 years. It'll be more credible then. Selic S, $10. Ask the racist about the racist test. As a gamer, if you teach someone to play a game a certain way and then switch rules around, people are more prone to make mistakes if they are learning from scratch. Want to read on for a little bit?
All right, ancient gene, $5 US punt was placed in modern age Eritrea, Ethiopia, and southern Yemen, populated by Semitic people. Dissident patriot, $2 US. Nafro Titi. Killer, $2 US. Spicy Boner. Jessica Ustas, $2 US. I meant Mali Empire. RIP. 135, $2 US. The girl is wrong, but so is the Kang. Ancient Gene, $10 US. There is no evidence for black pharaohs except a short period of kings from Kush. However, it was always Egypt that culturally mostly influenced Kush, not the other way around. Clausen, Lord of Virulence, $3 US. Make it rain. Ancient Gene, $5 US. I cannot stand when somebody ignores evidence of modern science, for example, genetics. 135, $5 US. The girl makes terrible points and fails to call out the inaccuracies of radio. Disappointing performance. Please get someone who is competent. MRK Nigre, $1.99 US. The guy has a chip on his shoulder. Fuck
No,
yeah.
Chip. No, it's Chip on his shoulder, and Chip is the character that goes, fuck yeah.
Okay. 135, $5 US. If whites are so underdeveloped, how come we are the only race to conquer most of the world as well as technologically advance it? Pop TV, $5 US. This guy makes Tariq look good. Jesus. Nice job keeping your cool, everyone. ASR Chen, $2 US. Diversity for Africa, my fellow black men. Dania Shia, $20 US. I think you read. I read this one with the echoes, and you read the Garm 93. Thank you so
And
much.
massive donations, guys. Thank you so much.
Juan Carlos, $1 US. Thank you for the donation. Rock, $5 Canadian. Are you Jewish? You read that one.
Yep.
AJ, $2 US. Papa JF, why didn't you push him on genetics? Here's why. Because Miss Weebo starts interrupting me when I bring my genetic points. And at this point, I'm like, this bitch doesn't want me on her side. I'm going to drive off-road. I'm going to go on the side of radio. And so that's why for 1 hour you saw me defend radio. It's because Weebo interrupted my point about genetics. Tip to all the Warski debaters, when you come here and we talk about genetics, why don't you let 2 minutes to JF? He's going to own your opponent for you. All right. Powder keg, $5 US. Whatever answer Weebo gave Rock, I'm going to ask again. Are you Jewish? He asked a second time. Objective realism, $5 US. Mind AIDS. Dart Punjabi, $5 US. Hey, Handy, ex-Muslim here. According to Islam, Arabs were the first ethnic group to ever exist and are kings. Allah spoke Arabic and Adam was an Arab. A mindful ninja, $2 US. I want to be okay after this. Beige, $9.99. I think you read that one.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Here I'll
Mike
be on
D.
for a little bit if you want.
Okay.
Mike D. Plus my mic, by the way, is it too loud or low?
No, it's perfect.
It's perfect. Okay, cool. Mike D, $5. New Warski meme. Whatever floats your goat. Howie Felterpuss, $2. Weebo is your boyfriend. A black Kang. Barrett Shaft, $20. Enjoyed seeing Warski's hand slowly get glued to his face, trying to hide the fact that he's been laughing at radio's facts for 2 hours. The common people were black, tan Arab slash Medi equals or Medi equals sub-Saharan African Americans. See that Arab, that's us. Virulence, $3. All is ash, including the ancient Egyptians. Max 15, £5 for the blood. Meme Wars, $5. Next time, get a real Egyptianologist instead of these two dick bags. All right, calm down. Oh, shit. It did that thing. Here we go. The Angry Airman, $5. Who cares if Egypt is diverse? Our Amy Wright nukes don't discriminate against skin color? Oh, wait, they do. Virulence, $7. Weebo is Jan Sobieski reincarnate, wanting nothing less than to drive the Turk away from all the seas in radio's mind. Amenthus, $1. Thank you very much. Jenny Hopper, $4. I have an image that will prove that they're all Caucasian, or as he was saying, Caucasian. Gabriel Lopez, 10R. Pound through this one. Oh, it's been pounded. You like that? Yeah, you do. The Videos, Inc., $5. 10,000 years from now, will anime be proof that Asians once had big eyes and pink hair? Degenerate, $2. Love the show, Andy. Keep up the dope conversations. Ancient Gene, $10. A poor quality of argumentation everywhere. Jeff, you should push more on genetics and in science in general. P.S. When does the revolutionary phenotype come out?
I don't know. Those Warski episodes are keeping me so busy and are so interesting. I delay my writing of the book.
All right. Garb 93, €10. Broke. Ancient Egyptians were black. Woke. Ancient Egyptians looked like bronze-legged Frenchmen. SB Alger, $5. JF better go home study his globe for April 1st, okay? For the flat Earth debate.
Oh,
Great.
God.
Great show. Okay. I'm getting my flat Earth stuff hella tight. Will be blood. Okay.
This will
Tribo,
be fascinating.
I'm pumped. I am pumped. Tribo Molado or Moldo, $5. Did you guys point out the hypocrisy of Raidio1 calling her a racist? Such an obvious derail tactic.
But it was also hilarious.
Yeah, definitely. Paul 8 M3, $5. JF, say you have just been thought raped in your most dubious voice.
Dubious means what?
Like
Creepy?
yeah, no, I wouldn't say creepy, just stern, I guess. I don't know. I'd have to search the definition of dubious. Like sinister almost. Like, you know.
You have just been that rape.
I don't know. Yeah, it's so hard to describe that. Until I know someone's gonna go, that's not what dubious means, you fucking retard. Okay, I'm sorry.
Let me Google it then.
Yeah, Google it. Yeah, Attila Rabba, $14. You can pronounce my name as good as Locks.
Okay, so it's hesitating or doubting.
Huh?
So it means hesitation or doubt. Dubious.
So not sinister, hesitation or doubt.
So I'd be like, you have just been thought rape?
yeah, that's fine. Yeah. All right.
But it means doubtful. So it means I would inspire doubt of me. So I would be just a creepy guy and say, you have been thought rape.
And then you look, okay. I was completely off. I knew I was off. That's why I was like, I'm just going to stop talking now. Fucking David Jonah. Yep. Big long name. $10. Pharaoh Ramses was the only man in history to get an honest day's labor out of a Jew. Jesus. Vidger, $2. Request for JF. Decades of dickheads. Guess you have to say that.
Decades of dickheads.
Ericoda, $2. Jeff, do you have a family crest or coat of arms?
I don't know what these are. Are these some military stuff?
Nah, family crest would be like, crest for example, you know how our provinces have crests?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
don't. My
a
family
lot of
doesn't have
ancient,
this.
or not ancient, sorry, families from
Ah,
back in the day would have their own family crest.
no, no. That's why I'm a man of the people. I come from the sewers of this world.
Bro, wait, $2. Andy, they're gonna complain about the girl. Jared Vance, $10. Good to see you guys back online, and you brought Kang on your return. Keep up the good work. TK Mao, $5. JF, could you please tell my hick friend Bryce he has a bad taste in pizza in the most French way possible?
Hey, Bryce, you have a bad taste in pizza.
Yeah, je
I
m'appelle.
guess he's eating some of those pineapple ridiculous pizzas.
Oh, fuck. You hate them too. Good. I'm glad. I will.
Pineapple as a vegetable is disgusting, but
Oh,
pineapple
it's
on
a
a
fruit.
pizza,
It's a
the
fruit.
fruit, yeah, yeah, the whole fruit is disgusting.
I
Its
love
taste is
pineapple. I mean, by itself.
what the fuck?
Yo, good pineapple on pizza. I want to murder people.
It's a fruit that
100%.
has not decided yet to switch between being a tree and being a fruit. It's like you're like eating fibers
It's
of.
so
It's
good.
like chewing through a tree,
The
but
pineapple
there's just
juice?
some sweet taste to it.
Oh, I hate. No. Trickle mortar, $5. Goy and Zion, this dude fully lost the plot. You a racist if you don't believe my bull. Aircoda, $5. What do you think of Jean d'Arc and the blackwashing of her? American Gadfly, $2. Jeff, do you think it's possible that Bigfoot exists?
Nah. It's
Edward
possible that
Griff
an old man is in the mountain somewhere.
Edward Griffiths, £5. Question to JF: is it then that the universe was select for the existence of replicators to store info the best, like it selects phenotypes that reproduce?
Well, the universe constantly pushes toward more phenotypic revolutions until the best available information carrier was found. And
Eric,
we are the fourth revolutionary phenotype of planet Earth.
right. Almost done here. Ericoda, $2. Have a good night, my lords. You too, man. Edwith Griffiths, £2. Could this be understood as meta evolution?
Yes, the theory of phenotypic revolution is both an evolutionary theory and an evolutionary theory that applies to steps that take billions of years to occur. So yes, you can see it as a meta theory of evolution.
And Kiram said $5. A super chat would have $50 if JF liked pineapple, but that
That's
doesn't matter.
extortion.
That yeah, we
I
can't.
don't like pineapple.
Yeah, we don't pull. We don't beg for money here on the show. We just thank people who donate. And honestly, guys, for all you who are supporting the show, you guys are fucking amazing. I got like, it's just beautiful to see that you all help support us. Remember to hit like. JF, anything else you want to say before we go?
Fantastic night. There's nothing to say. It was beautiful.
Had a blast, went smoothly, and our next planned show is Tuesday.
Now I have
However,
to prepare. I have to read a lot and see what this guy is about.
so tomorrow we have off, then Tuesday, and then you said we have Friday or Thursday.
Yeah. Friday, and then we can try setting another, maybe on Thursday or Saturday, however you want.
Yeah, I'll speak to Hebes and see if we can get Mike Enoch versus him. I'm sure the people miss Mike Enoch, and we haven't had one of those debates in a while, and it'd be fun. And I don't see anyone now that we've had some different shows every now and then in call-in shows.
Yeah.
I don't see like people aren't tweeting about like it's like they picked the 1 out of 4 shows and go look what they're doing. Fucking had enough. And by the way, again, I will only speak to Jeff Holiday on this show or Kumite. He
Ooh
lied
la
to me.
la.
He lied to me 3 times. He pulled his apology out, act like a fucking dick bag, and people are like, "Oh, you're only doing it for the super chats and for the clicks." No, I'm doing it because it's my show, and I don't want to be someone's friend who's pulling that shit and goes, fine, you have my attention. Come on my show. Go fuck yourself. You owe me. I don't owe you shit, you piece of fucking trash. You stinky fucking dickbag. Go open your dildos on your fucking second channel. No one cares about your channel. Piece of shit. All right, guys. We love you all, and we'll see you all in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Peace.